All right. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Everyone's having a good Tuesday. Hello.
Hello.
One
Hey
second.
everyone, welcome in. Yep, no worries. Everyone, welcome in. Trust is having some technical difficulties with the wonderful design of gods. Um, that esophagus and yeah, trying to drink water, such a choking hazard. Hi, soy sauce. Tap the screen, please, and like the live, do your daily heart me's and your daily goals, stuff like that, so that we can get this pushed out for everybody to come in and have discussions. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. My voice is kind of back.
I
Hate when I
hate
get
it when
frogs
that
in my throat.
happens.
Oh, I hate it. Yeah. All right. It's coming back. Hey, soy sauce. Oh, jeez. How you doing, Ember?
Oops, sorry, I was gifting. Doing
No
good.
worries. No worries.
A little tired today. Didn't get
Yeah.
a ton of sleep last night, but you know, working through it.
Okay.
So, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just I didn't sleep so well last night myself, but I don't feel that tired. But it may just be
That's
like
good.
midday energy. Yeah. Usually this is like my most energetic part of the day. So maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, posted a video and oh man, that it was the one from Friday where I got the guy to admit that it's just for God to unalive babies.
Oh, yeah, that was just awful.
It's rough. And oh jeez. It's even worse hearing it. And so just got done doing that. So that's that. Oh, thanks. Glad you liked the prompt, right, Med? All right, already at 1,100 likes. That's what we like to see. And we like to see that. What are we looking at on the YouTube side? Oh, you know what? I forgot to switch that screen. Okay, we are here.
Oh,
And
yeah,
welcome
have you
in.
posted the Superman is real thing yet?
No, I have to do that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I gotta go. Do you remember what day that was?
Nice comment for that. That might have been Friday as well, because
Okay.
Friday, it was either
Oh,
Thursday or
that's right.
Friday.
Friday was pretty. That's
Yeah.
right. Friday was pretty lit. Okay. Okay. I have to go back and find that one. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. But thank you for the reminder. Nice comment. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will go find that and post it because that was a good one too. That was quite the comment. Or quite the talk, quite the conversation we had. Issa Secular on the YouTube side, Pseudo V Science, holding it down. And yes, I am trying my best to drink water. Thank you. But I think my voice is coming back. There's only one God, Corky, the God eating penguin. All right. Corky, the God eating penguin. Let's just add it to the pantheon of so many gods out there. So something about we don't physically understand even really fully understand our physical world. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But we base it on evidence, right? That's what we base it all on. Why is there a Fibonacci? Oh boy, the fine tuning argument.
But that one is talking about Mary Magdalene's DNA as well. Like
We don't have Mary
that.
Magdalene's DNA.
How do you even verify that? You would have to have Mary Magdalene like herself or
Yeah.
know of a distant relative. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Well, request up, right, Med? Because we definitely got to talk about that face to face, voice to voice. That just sounds very interesting. And just like, where is this going to go? No evidence of a firmament. All right, let's bring up Bill. Let's just start this off early. Let's see what Bill has to say.
Yo,
What's up, Bill? Can I get your age and
what's
pronouns?
going on?
Hey, not much.
21. Let me go
And
to the box real quick. Hold on.
Yep.
He, him.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you. And I want to talk to people today who believe in either the God of the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran. So which one of those do you believe in?
I believe in the God of the Helios Biblios.
The Helios Biblios? I
Mhm.
don't know what that means.
That's the Greek word for the Bible.
Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. What's your best evidence God is real?
All right, now this is my best evidence for me. Okay, now it says Christ was crucified at Golgotha, which means the place of the skull.
That's the claim. Yeah.
If
How
you
do we know
look,
that's
if you
true?
look inside of your skull, nobody can run from this evidence. Everybody has a pineal gland. Everybody has an inferior collateral. Everybody has a cerebral pendunis. But right now, go if you pull up on picture, if you search up the crucifixion of the brain, you will see a man getting crucified at the brain. That's
Okay.
a fact. You will see a man getting, and you can't run from that crucifixion. And also on the right, which is called the Abvar Vitu, is the tree of life. Because
Okay.
it says he was crucified on a tree. You can even see the tree right there, the tree symbolism. So like that's why even in the Bible it say no one will get to me except through me. Everybody has to go through that crucifixion of the brain. Everybody has to go through the Christos oil. Everybody has to go through Christ. It sounds crazy for you because you're old. And older people, once they are in information, it's hard for them to leave the grounded information. So your
Yeah.
imagination of things is already cut off, even though what I'm saying is not an imagination. It's in everybody's body.
Yeah. It's in everybody's body, right?
100%. Where everybody's
All
here.
right.
Everybody's here.
Okay. And how do we differentiate this from coincidence?
There's no such thing as that started from the FBI. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything is divine law.
I think we've talked before. You sound really
Can I-
familiar.
Can
There's
we
no such thing as
get
coincidence,
the
man.
evidence of this? Where did you find this?
Yeah. How did you verify
Where-
This
this?
information.
You just said, where did I find this? I'm not going to walk you to the promised land. I want you to walk with the Spirit. You can go and you can
Well,
look
you
up. You
came
can
up
search
on a
up the
live.
crucifixion of the brain.
You came
And you
up
can
on
go
a
on your
live
own
to
walk
give your best
with God.
evidence.
Yeah, you
We're
said
not
you had
gonna-
evidence. Yeah.
Well,
We're
once
not
again,
gonna- we're not gonna do a
well, let
trust
me
me,
say the
bro.
4 parts of the brain again as evidence that literally forms a
No,
cross.
that's not evidence. That's so
You're-
far
the
it looks
fo-
like
The
coincidence.
4 things in the
When I'm
brain
trying
that
to-
form
hold
the
on, hold on.
crucifixion. Hold on,
We
hold on, sir.
heard
Hold
you
on.
the
You're
first
saying
time.
this is
We
not
heard you the
evidence.
first time.
Christ
What
said he
I'm
got
asking
crucified
you
at Golgotha,
is,
which is the place of the skull.
how
I
do
go
you
to the skull,
verify
I can
that
show
that's
the
not
cross being
coincidence?
crucified, and you're saying that's not evidence?
Nope.
No, this is interesting. Hold on, this is very interesting. Christ said
Oh,
he was
yeah, this is
crucified. Hold
interesting.
on, nah,
Yes,
yeah,
this is very
this is
interesting.
very interesting. Christ said he was crucified at Golgotha, which is the place of the skull.
Christ didn't
Everybody
say he
on
was
their
crucified
phone
at
right
Golgotha.
now can go
The Bible
to the
says he
place
was
of the
crucified at
skull
Golgotha.
and see a man being crucified. So you can
There's
go.
no
It's
evidence
in
that happened there.
everybody's body. I named the 4 parts that form the cross, and you're still asking for evidence.
What is your evidence that it was
This is so
that it happened
interesting.
at Golgotha? What is
You're
your
just
evidence of
listening
that?
to respond. You have
What is
not
your
listened to learn
evidence that
through
it's
this
at
whole
Golgotha?
conversation. I
right.
showed the evidence.
All right.
You
gotta-
reject.
You got to stop yapping. You got to answer my questions. So,
I've answered the question with evidence.
no.
You're crazy.
My question is, what is your evidence that it happened at Golgotha?
Bro, you're crazy, bro. I showed
Okay.
evidence. You're crazy.
I asked you a question. What is your evidence that it happened at Golgotha?
What's my evidence? Well, once again, Christ was crucified and he sat for 3 days. That same oil.
Okay.
It's
That's not
well,
that's
let me
not
keep
what,
going.
that's
Let
not
me keep
answering my
going. Hold on.
question. I just
Bible
need to
verses that
know
says-
what is the evidence
Hold
that
on,
it
but I
happened
can
at
show
Golgotha.
you how that same oil sits in your lower stomach for 3
What
days.
is
just
the
as Christ
evidence that it
did.
happened at
It
Golgotha?
does everything.
All
You
right,
can't-
all right. Just
You
answer my
said
question.
evidence,
Just answer my
You're
question.
crazy.
Just answer my question. What is my question?
You asked for evidence, and I showed you the four.
No.
You asked for evidence.
Nope.
You said, "What is?"
I said,
What
what
is my
is
evidence?
That's not
That's not-
acceptable evidence anyway.
That's not
but answer
acceptable.
his question.
That's not the question I asked. What is the question I asked?
What's
Just-
acceptable evidence?
okay, you're not
Answer
answering
the
my
question
question.
directed
What's
to
my
you.
question?
You once again, the only question you have asked is, "What did you get that evidence from?"
No,
This is the only thing
that's not
you
the
have
question
opposed.
I asked. The question I asked
Okay,
is,
interesting.
what is the evidence that this happened at Golgotha? I
At
asked
the
that
place
like
of the skull.
I asked that like
Sir,
10 times.
Okay, I'm about to tell you.
Answer
right?
the question.
Okay,
What is the
okay, I'm about to
evidence?
tell you. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you right now. Now you when it talks about Christ being crucified at Jordan and
talks
all
about
of those,
that?
I'm about to tell what?
What
Bro, you're
talks
mad
about?
because everything
said
in the
when it
Bible, I'm about
talks
to
about
put
it,
it right to the
you
brain.
said when what talks
where
about what?
it goes on. These things go on in the brain every day.
Okay, you're
weak,
still
bro. You can't
pivoting.
run
You're
from-
not answering the question.
Every-
You're
you
running
have
from
to go through-
okay, you're running from my question.
You have to.
You're running from my question.
Can't
What
run
is
from the brain.
answer the question?
Christ is the head of the body.
Answer the
Head of the
question.
body.
Answer the question. What is the answer to my question? You're dodging now.
You're asking me about evidence from Golgotha.
What's your evidence that it happened at Golgotha? That's the
Once
question.
again, I'll say my once again, y'all listen to
what's
my
the
evidence.
answer?
I'll try to say it again. It's oil that goes down your brain.
There's no
spinal
oil.
fluid.
No, that's not evidence of it happening at
It's
Golgotha.
no oil.
No, I want your evidence.
Even if you want
I want historical evidence.
fluid.
No. I want
fluid
historical
is still
evidence
oil.
that it happened at Golgotha. I
CFS.
want an independent verification that it happened at Golgotha. I
You're
don't want to hear
crazy.
I don't want to hear no noise
You
about
can't
no
run from
oil
what
in
I
my
said.
head. I don't want to hear that shit.
truth will
What
always
I
be-
want to hear is historical
run from what I said.
verification that it happened at Golgotha. Demonstrate.
Anybody say I'm making? Go
Demonstrate.
look up crucifixion of the brain. Go look
Demonstrate
it
it.
up yourself,
No, demonstrate it.
bro. You can't.
I ain't
Bill
running from shit. I'm
seems-
standing right here. You're not answering my
Yeah.
question.
Your brain is you run from Christ.
I don't want to
Bill
hear this.
seems- You
I
can't
don't
run
want to
from
hear this nonsense about the
You
brain.
cannot run
I
from-
want it. No. You were dodging my
You
question.
can't run from Christ.
Answer the damn question. Answer the question, Bill. This is dodge number 3. Answer the
Dodge
question.
number 3. I gave evidence.
No,
I'm
you
still
did not.
giving evidence. You reject my evidence.
Dodge
of
number
my claim
4.
and
What
then say
is
I don't
the
have
answer to the
evidence.
question?
You're crazy.
Dodge
You're
number
really
5.
crazy.
You get dodge
You're
10 and you're
extremely
gone.
crazy.
Dodge
You
number
asked for my
6.
evidence of my
Yeah.
claim. I give the evidence
Of
for my claim. You
Dodge number
scream,
6.
That's not evidence.
What
How is
is
it not
the
evidence when
evidence
it's a
that this happened at
scientific
Golgotha?
fact? You want scientific
Dodge
facts.
number
you believe
7.
in scientific facts.
What is the evidence that this happened at Golgotha?
Where's the evidence? You can see the man
Dodge
being
number
crucified on
8.
the brain every day.
What is the
You can see
evidence
the
that
man
this
being
happened at
The evidence
Golgotha?
is the brain. Go look at the crucifixion of Christ.
Dodge
That's my
number
evidence.
9.
Go look at it. That's
you got
my
one more
evidence.
chance.
Everybody,
What is the evidence that
he's saying
happened
this ain't
at
evidence.
Golgotha?
My evidence is the
All right.
crucifixion of
Goodbye.
the.
You're not. You don't have the boots for this hike.
He was unable to move off of his script.
Exactly. You know what? What's funny is like you get to like. I mean, I think we went to like what 250-foot elevation, and he already had lack of oxygen. He's already suffering from depleted oxygen. I mean, we were on a little hill.
No, he was not equipped.
No, did not have boots for that hike. He brought flip-flops to a hike. Just saying. All right.
And that shit hurts.
It does. It does. And that was painful. That was painful. Wow. All right. Okay, we got Adam next. Okay. Well, you know what? First guest, when it's that early, it's usually a crash out. That's what it usually is. So, Adam, what's up?
What's going on?
Hey, not much. Can I get your age and pronouns?
40 and he, him.
All right. And which God do you believe in? I want to talk to people who believe in either the God of the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran.
Quran.
All right. Justice for Aisha. Justice for Aisha. What's your best evidence that God is real?
Wait, why'd you say that?
Why'd I say that? Because Muhammad, peace be unto him, married a 6-year-old and consummated with a 9-year-old. So justice for Aisha.
So you believe it's wrong?
Wow. Yes, I believe that's wrong. Marrying a 6-year-old
Why?
and consummating the marriage when she's 9 is wrong. Yes, it is. So, what is your
Why?
evidence that Allah and is real?
Well, I think you just threw in a red herring. I want to address what you said before we can talk about God, right?
Okay. So, did Muhammad marry a 6-year-old? Yes or no?
Yes, the marriage contract was at 6. Yes.
Did Muhammad consummate with a 9-year-old? Yes or no?
Yeah, when she reached the age
Yeah.
of maturity. Yes.
Is it right or wrong for a 50-year-old man to have sexual relations with a 9-year-old girl? Yes or no?
No, not in this context. No.
No, it's
Can
not wrong in
you?
this context.
No. Do you know the
Okay.
context?
Holy shit.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's your
Yes.
response.
Yeah.
Is that your
Holy
only
shit.
response?
That's my
There's
only
nothing
response.
for us, like we
Yeah.
don't even have to create a syllogism or anything because
Nope.
there's not that they're a child. They're
Yeah.
a child who cannot think, cannot consent in any way, shape, or form. They are tiny children, innocent.
Is that what I'm claiming, or is that what you're claiming?
You literally
You
just said it was not wrong
You said it wasn't
in
wrong.
this
Yeah.
context.
No, you just added more stuff to it that I never mentioned.
I'm telling you what's wrong about it.
Yeah, but you're strawmanning my position. Like that's
I'm really not.
is
You
lying
literally said
allowed
it
in
was
your.
not wrong in this context, and there's nothing to even debate
Yeah.
with that,
It's really
or
nothing to
even
Is
debate.
really
lying.
discuss because children cannot consent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
never.
Babies
I think
cannot
we're done.
consent.
I think we're
Yeah.
done. Yeah. Wow. That was. Yeah.
Every time there's a Muslim up here.
Every time. That's why you got it. That's why you got to go straight for that. Make them talk about it.
It's
because-
not, I will say, it's not all Muslims. Not all Muslims are, educated about that or whatever. But when they're asked, but evangelicals are no better because
Oh yeah.
they follow a greedy
It's no
gospel,
better.
So,
Oh yeah.
yep.
It's no better. Yeah. Exactly.
That gave me all sorts of EBGBs. Holy
Mhm.
smokes, that was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop in 2 seconds. I just wanted to know from the first guest what the hell he was talking about with the FBI and his brain oil, and like
I don't know.
that was just crazy to me.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it might be. I don't know. I just
think
don't.
there's something with like the structure of the brain that he is thinking is shaped in the likeness of the tree of
Yeah.
life, and there's like a man hanging on the cross, which all I can think of are T cells that he
Well-
could be thinking of, but I don't think he's thinking of T
Well,
cells.
No, I don't think
I
that
think
either,
if
but-
you've anyone who's examined the like human skull, like I had anatomy classes, and it's kind of like looking into like the clouds. You see patterns and shapes. Oh, this looks like a mountain. That looks like a river. Blah 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 blah. Maybe they're just like they're grasping for patterns. I mean, you can probably look at the swirl on your thumbprint and
Jesus
see
on
the
toast,
Virgin Mary.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
The only thing I can think of, Jesus and toast.
but specifically, he brought the FBI into it, and I was trying to understand why the FBI would have been involved.
Yeah, why
and
even
I
the
was
FBI?
very yeah, I was like, how old is this institution that they're?
Makes no sense.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks.
All right. Yep. Appreciate you. Nice comment.
Yeah.
All right. Real American. It's the next one.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Real American? Can I get your age and pronouns?
49. I think they and
They?
them or something like that.
They, them? Okay. All right. We have another they, them. So
Like
outstanding.
if I'm at a door or something like that, and they say, well, I guess it wouldn't be they, them. I guess it'd be like he is there,
He?
or
Okay.
or if I have another person, they are there.
Okay. So you could be he and they. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I never understood the pronoun. I'm too old, kind of an older group on that one. They were teaching, changing the minds of our children in school on that. But
no. There was
As
literally
far
no
as God
need to
goes-
make any comment on that.
It was
All we were
lady,
doing was
shut the
asking
fuck up
for
while I
your
talk.
All right.
God damn it!
Oh, he was gonna crash out anyway.
Yeah, he was gonna crash out.
I'm not
anyway.
crashing out.
All right.
Yeah, you literally just said shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he literally did say that. All right. Next. We were so close. It began on such a good note. I thought this was going to be like pleasant and all that.
No.
And he just had
Oh,
to say
not
that
somebody saying Kami should have been quiet. It should have been quiet, and
first.
no.
Yeah. Wow. That was bad.
Well, if this is an indication of how today's going to go.
Yeah, right, Amy. It's not hard. This is not hard. Just what pronouns you use. He, him, he, they, he, him, she, her, she, they, them. I mean, this is not hard. Not hard at all. All right,
he must
David
have
Lowe.
looked at my profile to see my
Yeah.
pronouns, which is why he said
Yeah.
that.
How's it going, David? Can I get your age and pronouns?
40 and he, him, I guess.
All right, fantastic. All right, which God do you believe in? I want to only talk to people who believe in the God of the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran.
God in the Bible.
All right, what's your best evidence that God is real?
Well, first of all, that we're talking about him right now, he has stand the test of time and he's got tons of statistics behind his name, like the best-selling book of all time forever.
Okay.
More people have dedicated more things. Evidence.
So the fact that it's the most popular book, that demonstrates God is real?
No, but it does. Well, what does it demonstrate if it's not real? That's the question I would have for you. Is it
It's a popular book. That's all it demonstrates.
I think it's past a popular book, but okay. Let me ask you this. What do you believe in, if you don't mind me asking?
I believe in things with evidence.
Do you believe there was matter before math or math before matter?
Matter before math or math before matter? Well, math, you mean the process of math? Like that?
Okay.
That was developed by humans, right? And
I don't think so.
so, yeah. So that was developed by humans. So I would say matter before math.
It is unusual how the whole world works on math, and let me argue the fact that it's not. Every other communication we've ever engaged with has degraded, right? Math has never degraded ever. It's always been the same in every culture that I've researched. Always been the same every time. It's the only language it's not language, but the only way to communicate that humans have, that it's never degraded, right?
Okay. How does this demonstrate God is real?
Give me just 1 second, okay? I'll tell you. Because, if you, the properties between math and God are very, very similar.
In what way?
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find my note. Right here. Okay, here it is. 1 second. They actually share about 24 of the same common properties.
24 common properties. Still not sure how that demonstrates God is real.
Okay. Well, I thought about this a lot, and I'll get to this in 1 second. Is there anything that you can say? Even if I did have the best phrased argument, would it affect you?
Yeah, it would. I'm looking for evidence.
Has anybody ever affected you?
No.
How long have you been at this?
It's going on 2 years.
Okay, I'm going to find it. One second. And that's another thing too. I don't quite understand is like I can understand me like why I'm on here and doing this, right? Like, let's just talk about New Testament Jesus, right?
Okay.
Like I can understand that he set the highest moral standard that's ever been, right? And
Oh,
that
he set the highest moral standard.
you don't think so? Jesus in the
No.
New Testament?
No.
Who set a higher moral standard?
Who set a higher moral standard? Humans.
Okay, could you explain that?
Yeah, sure. I happen to think, and Ember happens to think, and I'm speaking for Ember on this little piece, but Ember, feel free to chime in. Ember and I seem to agree on this, that killing babies is wrong. Now, do you think killing babies is wrong?
Well, this can get into a long conversation fairly fast. Okay,
Why?
because I've spent a
Should
long
be an
time.
easy answer.
No, you're right. And that's always the trap, right? Okay, but I mean, can I explain my side?
But it shouldn't even be a trap.
Shouldn't be a trap.
Okay,
It should just be
Should be very
things
simple.
like
Okay,
unaliving
please?
babies is wrong.
Can I?
And
Well, yeah, I think so. But why then we have so many abortions? The point. Okay, I wrote the
Those
whole
aren't
thing.
babies.
First of
Those aren't babies.
okay, well, this
This
is the
is
thing.
They're not
is,
babies. We're
this
talking
is
about
what
infants.
happens when you
Babies.
aren't educated in science
Yeah.
and actual things.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. But they weren't educated in science back then. They didn't
All
have
right.
healthcare. They didn't have cops. They didn't have any. Our whole Western philosophy, it's so repugnant to us to even think that. It's such a trite, right? Like, you want to kill baby? No, I want it. Okay, then why don't you go talk to your God? But the thing is you got to understand during the Bronze Age what you're talking about, okay? The way it was to live in during that time, okay?
Wait,
Like,
you
literally-
understand that it's God who controlled all of this, right? God could have easily said killing babies is wrong.
Yeah.
Like he could have put that in the Ten Commandments. He didn't even say that sexual assault is wrong. Like he didn't put that killing babies was wrong. He actually advocated for it.
Well, let me ask you this. Then how do we have a discrepancy, okay? And give me the best possible platitudes with this, okay?
Wait,
I
how do
am-
we have a discrepancy? Because the Bible isn't true. Like you came at the Bible, you continue to come at the Bible assuming that it's correct instead of reading it like any other book.
I mean, I believe very, very strongly that it's correct. And I believe I can make my case. It would be a little bit long. It's not necessarily in the time frame here, but I mean, I wrote a whole page essay on this describing all this.
Oh,
Like-
okay. A whole page essay?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, help us out here.
Okay.
Because you didn't answer the question. Is killing babies wrong?
Yes.
Okay. In all circumstances, or are there any exceptions?
I can't think of any offhand that I personally know of.
Okay. All right. So then why would God command it?
I don't think he commanded it.
You don't think he did?
I don't think it was a command, no.
Let's
I
go to the
challenge you
book.
find the scripture.
Okay. Let's go to the book. See that above my head? Here, I got to fix it just a tiny bit. Okay. You see that? This is 1 Samuel
Okay.
15 verses 1 through 3. Can you read the highlighted part? Can you see that?
No, I really can't, sir.
Okay. Here, let me make it bigger. Okay. How about, is that better?
But kill both man and woman, child and infant and sheep, and camel and donkey. What's that? 1 Samuel's 2?
First
Okay, hold on.
Samuel 15 verses 1 through 3. Samuel, who was a prophet, said to Saul, "The Lord sent me to anoint you king over his people. Now therefore listen to the words of the Lord." And then he goes on and it ends with, Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. So was this a good command by God?
Are they of the devil?
It's not as simple as that.
It's not as simple as that. Okay.
No,
Well,
sir.
I mean, you can say yes with an explanation, no with an explanation.
Okay,
I don't
fair
know
enough.
with an explanation. So yeah.
Okay, so you know, you
Sorry, I didn't hear the
understand that
answer. No.
you,
Yes.
uh, no, and I would like to
Okay.
explain. Okay,
Let's hear it.
so okay, so I spent a long time writing this. I almost feel like reading this, but regardless, I mean, you understand when you like. It's hard for us to even understand them back then. They barely had words, right? They didn't have. I mean, 50% of the people all died, right? You know that, right? Like, I mean, there's like 1 out of 4 kids live to be 12 years old, and you understand, like, if
Yet the
something,
Bible says that they lived for up to
that was
1,000
the first part
years.
of it.
Yeah.
That was the first part of it, and that's another thing about it. Thermodynamics follows a curve, right? The curve
Okay.
of the ages. Well,
Okay.
the curve of the ages follows the perfect dynamic of the thermodynamic curve. Yes,
How is
I mean,
this
not
relevant?
perfect.
I'm not
That's
sure.
proof of the Bible.
No, I'm not sure how that's relevant to God. It not being bad that God commanded killing of kids. I'm
Well,
not sure how that's relevant.
no, well, so back then, blood feuds was a big deal, right? If you offended somebody, there was so much family killing, right, over nothing. Okay, you were obligated to take out their mom, their sister, their brother, and this is all facts, right? So actually, when he said an eye for an eye, right, it was actually the lesser of the law. This is the question, right? It's like Lord of the Flies. Okay, and I think that book perfectly describes it, right? You
Okay.
stick kids on the island, they become barbaristic, right? Now, if you were to go there, right, and let's say they lived that way for 40 years and they were killing and doing stuff, or the most insane stuff, okay? Like, how do you get them back? Do you say don't kill? I mean, yes, you do, right? But how do you get them back to the way it should be, the way we are today? That's really the question.
Wait, you think the way we are today? Okay,
Well, no, I'm
there's
saying,
so many things.
There was just a lot
There's
there.
there
was a
was
lot to
so
unpack.
much.
I'm not
There
gonna lie.
was so much.
There was a lot.
okay, so
Aaliyah, yes, Aaliyah,
Yeah.
do you know Always Sunny, or Trust? Do you know It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Where he's Pepe Sylvia, and it's the mysterious like email or mail, and he doesn't know who it goes to, and it's just a conspiracy theory that
Right.
he's yes.
uh,
It connects to this and connects to this.
can I let you listen to this very focused paragraph?
No, I don't want
Okay.
to. I don't want to. I don't know
The Old
how any
Testament's
of
been
what you
15
just.
It
centuries.
just
No,
yeah,
I don't.
Asking what
I don't.
God
it
taught.
doesn't have anything to do with like
Yeah.
whether or not it is okay to
But
kill. I mean,
no,
to commit G-side, really.
Yeah.
I mean, but
We are
you
talking
also
genocide.
explained to the person back then that lightning wasn't a god or lightning wasn't magic. Okay,
No, agree with
they
you on
thought.
that part. Agree with
Okay,
you.
okay, but let's expand this toward everything. Okay, everything
Okay.
they thought was totally whack. They lived in a world that didn't have morals, didn't understand love, didn't
Okay.
understand God.
Okay, I got you. So help
Okay,
me out with this. Help
they
me
didn't.
out
They
with
didn't.
this.
Okay.
Okay. Did God give them a command saying to not work on the Sabbath?
I mean, yes, but did they listen? They're bad kids.
Okay.
I mean,
Did God give them a command to not commit adultery?
yes.
Okay. But he couldn't give them a command that said, don't kill kids.
I mean, he said, "Thou shalt not
Yeah,
kill."
he said thou shalt not kill, but except when I do it, right? Now we had begun this conversation when you said I cannot think of an instance where it would be morally good to kill kids. You did say that earlier, right?
Yes.
You
I
did
just
say that.
so
Okay. So this is
but
the
on the flip
exception.
side, they
When God commands it, it's the
well,
exception.
are you talking about the flood?
I can't hear you. You're covering your mic. You
Are you
sound
talking
muffled.
about the flood?
Are you talking about the flood?
When God commands it, is that the exception?
No. I mean, I can pull up. I've got all these scriptures that we think is that's wrong, and I could explain it, but it'd take a little while. But no. Let me ask you this. This is very hypothetical, very, 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 very hypothetical. But let's say you got on an island. They were all women. They were all well, they wanted to have kids, so you had tons
Oh
of kids,
no,
right?
no, no,
So
no,
Okay.
no, no. Do not go further.
We can't go with that
Do not
analogy.
go
Let's pick
further
another.
into
Let's pick a
that.
different analogy. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, basically, I was just going to say, what happens if your
No,
whole lineage were psychopaths, right? Like, and you've seen it with 12 of them, right? And you got 12 more coming down the line. What would you do?
If I knew that,
I mean, everything gives you that reason to believe that all 12 before did horrendous things.
how do you know that
Even though
all
they-
12 before were? Wait, how do
I'm
you
just, it's a
know
hypothetical.
that it was
Yeah, how do we
all
know
of
that?
them for 400 years?
Well, this is what I'm trying to say is to even get in the mindset of what it was in the bronze culture, you got to think more like that than in the Western
No,
mindset that
so
we live
does
in
God
today.
change? Does God change?
No,
okay, doesn't change.
no.
Same today,
Yeah.
yesterday, and tomorrow, right?
Yes, but if you had to deal with psychopaths all day,
Remember,
would you handle them
what is
different
this?
than,
This
than,
doesn't
than people in
make
the Western
sense.
world?
Psychopaths all day. What are you talking about? What is your
I'm
evidence
just
that any of that you have read so much into the text and made your entire own narrative that does not exist?
I mean, I would definitely disagree with this. I mean, like
But
in the Bronze Age, okay, look,
no,
infant
no, they
mortality was
were not. They were
50%.
like psychopathy is a
Justice and
mental
mercy and
health
free will were
diagnosis. Hold
not
on, David.
understood.
Psychopathy is a mental health diagnosis. If you're talking about people who were at the, beginning of learning how to live in community with one another as our brains were growing and we were starting to learn more as a species, um, that doesn't make that makes them new. That doesn't make them quote unquote psychopaths. That just makes
That
them
was the wrong terminology. I apologize.
All right.
it
Do you
just
accept my apology? Do you accept my apology?
it just
Sure.
none of this makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, well, okay.
Let's
Infant
kind of do
mortality
this.
was
Let's kind of
50%.
cut to the chase here, David.
Okay,
Let's cut to the chase.
okay.
Okay, so you've seen the command that God gave the Israelites right here. So it's clear God issued this command to kill children and infants. If God commanded you to go to the local elementary school and unalive all the kids there, is that a good command from God?
I mean, what's the right answer here? There is none, right?
No,
Right,
there's
and
a
that's
right
the point of
answer.
it, right?
That certainly isn't it. No, there's a right answer.
But then I disprove my God, right? And then you ask me like, well, why would your God ask
Well,
that?
you
And
did
bring it
say
back to that.
he is the standard
No,
of
I did.
morality, right? You did say that. So that would mean then
The
if
highest
God
standard,
commanded
yes.
you to go walk to the local elementary school and unalive all the kids there, that would be a morally good command, right?
Yes, it would be.
It would
Yeah,
be. Okay.
it would be.
Wow. All right, David. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Thanks. Ember, this is supposed to be the topic that's like chill. This is supposed to be the chill topic. We were supposed to get the ones out from, way out in the field. Like when I do like the what's your best evidence God is good day. Not the one that God is
Yeah,
real.
I don't know what is happening today.
What is
I
happening?
don't. This
What's happening
is
today?
this is a lot.
This is a lot today. Woo. Yeah, yeah, Lucy, I hear you. It was like, I have to keep track also of like my self-care. And after the first one and then the second one, boy. And the second one, and then the third one. I don't know.
Defending genocide and killing babies and all of those things,
Yeah.
we can only take
Yeah,
so
when it's like
much.
one after the other. Yeah, we need like a little
Exactly.
palate cleanse. Like like when you go to y'all know what the pickled ginger is when you go have sushi. Y'all know what that is? What it's for? It's to
Oh,
cleanse
yes.
to clean. Well, I'm sure you know, but just chat in general. There's 234 of you. You may all not know. It's to cleanse your palate because between like different types of fish and sushi. And yes, Sonny, he did say enough. We didn't hear it. We didn't need to hear anymore. That's that's all we needed to hear. So yeah, that's kind of what this interlude is. We're eating some pickled ginger right now. That was a lot. Because I think I just took a bite of uni and I'm like, okay, what is it? The sea urchin? I can't eat that. That like makes me gag.
Oh, yeah, no, I can't do that.
I can't do that. Yeah. Can't do sea urchin. Yeah.
I can't have raw fish anymore because of my transplant, which is just really upsetting. But unagi is okay. I'm okay with unagi.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, you can have the cooked stuff, right? The tempura and all that.
Yeah,
You good with that?
tempura,
Okay.
the unagi, which is eel, and I can have like cooked shrimp, and I can have. Oh my
Okay.
goodness, thank you, Jess. And I can have
Oh, that was nice.
like for the crab.
Okay. Okay.
So
So it's not
just
all is
if
not
it has,
lost.
as long as it has avocado in it, I'm good.
Oh, you're like my wife. Are you an avocado holic?
Oh
Like,
my God, I love it
okay.
so much.
Oh, it's so good for
Yes.
you. It has such great great
Mm-hmm.
fats and lots of
Fiber,
lots of
vitamins, all that.
fiber and
Mm-hmm.
vitamins. It's so healthy for you. It's like a superfood. So
Yep.
great
I'm,
choice.
I'm
I
glad
like
you brought
avocado
up.
too.
I'm glad you brought up the ginger because every time I'm somewhere dining and somebody is like eating well in a sushi context, nobody knows what to do with the wasabi and the soy sauce and the ginger. They make a slurry
Yeah.
table side, and
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can make the slurry. I've seen people do that.
Look, you know
but it's
what? I
not.
enjoy making the slurry. I know it's
I
not the
can't.
traditional way,
I
but
Hey, y'all know
I
what?
do also put the wasabi on top though,
Yeah.
and
I
then
yeah. Well,
the
the
soy
the
sauce.
wasabi on top of the sushi for sure.
yeah.
Like always on the fish side for sure.
Yes.
Y'all know what I do?
We're close back.
I put straight wasabi on my sushi. I just
Oh
dip
yeah.
I dip my chopstick in it and I just rub it on the each little piece. I don't
Well,
even
well,
I
you're
just bypass.
metal.
Yeah.
You're metal like that. You know, like
I just
Superman
cut out the
blessed you.
middleman. Yeah, I just cut out the middleman. Like soy sauce is just a middleman. I don't need that. Like
I'm
just
addicted
going
to soy sauce. I love it.
Yeah, I like soy sauce too. Don't get me wrong. But see, I'll dip it in the soy sauce afterward, then eat it. It's just got the right heat, the right salt, everything. Everything. Ella, how you
Hello.
doing?
Good. How about you?
We're doing well. Can I get your age and pronouns, please?
I just turned 21 and I'm a girl. I'm a she.
Okay. All right, Ella. And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Which God do you believe in? I want to talk today to people who believe in either the God of the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran.
Yes.
Which
The
one? of those?
Bible.
The Bible? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your best evidence that God is real?
Well, I wanted to kind of piggyback off of what that other guy, because you guys were talking a lot about war in the Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm piggybacking off of his explanation. I just have, I guess, questions for you guys. Given that if you were to put yourself in a believer's shoes, that you believe that he's an all powerful, all knowing God,
Yeah.
do you think the flood is justified, or do you set that with that scripture in Samuel that you put up earlier?
If we were to put ourselves in believers' shoes, so what you're saying is we need to believe what believers believe, like we
Or
have to
I
have
guess
that
that it
mindset.
just believe that it happened. If it's true that it happened, do you think that it was justified?
No.
Okay, and what would be your reasoning for that?
The reasoning why is because it is unjust to kill children and animals for the sins of some other people. So I'm not
Well,
sure why
so it-
animals all had to go because of
Well, they didn't
what-
all go.
They didn't
They
all
didn't all
go.
go. That's
A lot of them
that's
did.
Noah's
Well,
Ark.
but that
All
is
but
kind
two.
of,
Yeah.
oh well,
All but two of
Yeah,
each.
two of
they didn't
each.
all
Yep.
they didn't all die, but so they would have suffered, they would have drowned, they would have like that is a horrible way for
Horrible way to go.
so many living beings to die.
Yeah.
And so just because of like suffering, that's why you think that it's not justified.
Okay. So
simple answer? Is
no,
that what you're saying?
because we can't find a necessary reason for all those animals and all those babies to suffer. So what makes that necessary for them to suffer?
Well, it's explained as like all of the thoughts of those people who were living in that current time were all evil. Every single thought that they thought
Yeah,
was of
babies-
evil.
Including the babies.
Babies have evil thoughts? Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask.
And that's what like
Including Bambi.
it was a
Animals.
total rewipe.
Okay,
That was
well
the
give
whole
us
that was the whole
Why
point of
didn't
it.
God do
Outside
it
of
right the first time?
Excuse me? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm just asking, why didn't God do it right the first time? Why did
'Cause,
he have
well,
to
we have free
do
will.
an entire reset? Because
That's what we
If-
have free will. And it'll happen again. We'll have and
All right.
actually it won't be
oh, it's gonna happen again. Okay.
Okay, at what point, Ella, does a baby have free will? Like take
Well,
it
that's-
like what
yeah.
how many days old before they have free, like is it the moment they're born? Is it the day after? Like tell us exactly when a baby has free will.
when it has a conscious and it's
When it has a
it's old
conscience?
enough, which is
When it-
like past the whole. It's older. It's not infant.
Yeah,
that's
what
for
age?
sure.
Yeah,
I'm
what
not-
age? What age? How old?
I couldn't give you. I'm like whenever they have reason,
Whenever they
right?
have
Because
reason.
that's what free will is. It's you choosing your actions, what you
Okay.
do with your life.
So run it by me again how it was justified to kill all the babies in the flood when they didn't have free will.
This is okay. So you keep focusing on babies, and I
Yeah.
think that's. I'm not.
I'm actually kind of
saying-
shocked you're not focusing on the babies. That's the frightening
Well,
part.
because it was
Ella.
the entirety of everything outside of the couple
Okay,
of animals.
so help us out here. Tell us what the babies did that deserved being drowned.
What
did they do?
Okay, let's in the context of all of the grown-ups in the world were all thinking evil. Every single thought, every single action was
Okay.
evil.
And so
What
the
are
babies were too?
odds? No, I'm finishing. Hold on, I'm getting there. What are the odds that when that baby grows up to have its free will, right, whatever age that may be, what are the odds that it's not going to be evil like its parents?
No way to tell.
I would say 0%. If every
You would say
single
0%?
person,
What evidence
if
you have
every
of that?
single person,
What evidence you have of that?
what that it was
Yeah,
every person.
that a baby with evil parents has a 0% chance of becoming evil. What is your evidence of that?
Because that's what was norm in their society.
Okay, please give us some evidence of that.
I mean, what's something that's a norm in our society that would, if you
Well, I'm
grow
not
up,
talking about
or
our society. I'm
cultural,
talking
it can
about
be
their society.
cultural
You said
too.
it was their society. So I'm asking you, what evidence do you have that there was a 0% chance that this baby would not be evil?
Because if it's said that all of the adult people, the free-thinking people that were living were choosing evil.
Okay, but that's
There-
not
there's going-
that's not any evidence.
You
You're just
think- okay,
saying
okay.
because the parents were evil, the babies will be evil too. We don't have any evidence of that. So what is your
If the-
evidence
all-
of that?
I would say the evidence is the fact that all the adults, and this too,
That's not
it wouldn't
evidence.
have been
That's just that's a claim.
Okay. I don't know what you're asking for.
I'm asking for evidence. Like, what is your evidence that the babies would be evil if their parents were evil? Like, do you have like
Because
a study? Do
all
you have
were evil.
any
That was the claim by
documentation?
God. The
They were
claim
all
by God
evil.
was that all were evil.
Okay.
And so,
And
just
so
be-
how,
like, age,
again, how were the babies evil? How? What did they
they
do?
would have grown up to be. They would
Okay,
have grown
so
up to be.
but were they evil at the moment that God drowned them? Were they evil at that moment?
No,
Can I
because all
interject for
children are
one
Hold on,
innocent.
hold on. Nice comment. Hold on, just one second.
Sorry.
I just
All
need
children are
Ella to
innocent.
answer
I'm
this
not-
question. Okay, so
That's what all children are innocent. I don't disagree with that. However,
okay, so
given the
God
claim
drowned
that
innocent
God gave-
babies, right? God drowned innocent babies in the flood.
that would have grown up to be just like their parents and evil. And that's why
Okay.
that's why it was a wipe,
Okay, so it's okay
a
then.
restart.
So then it's okay to kill babies that will grow up to be evil.
This is the whole, like, would you go back in time and kill Hitler as a baby? Like, that's your argument.
No.
That
That's
is
not
your,
what I
yes,
that's not what
you
I said,
just
Ella.
said,
Let's not put words in my mouth.
rephrase.
I asked
Okay,
you a question.
say it again
I
and tell me
said
how it doesn't relate to that kind of
it
question.
relates in no way to that.
Can you kill babies that will become evil? That's the whole Hitler question. Would you
Okay.
kill baby Hitler?
Is
Well,
it?
Probably not you
we
yourself.
don't
No,
I
have
I
to.
wouldn't.
He
wouldn't.
grew
I
up in a
wouldn't.
terrible environment
Yeah.
with abuse.
Yeah.
It's not a foregone conclusion that
It's
he
not a
would have
foregone
been evil.
conclusion. Yeah.
If he had actual love in his home, and
So you're
then
saying that the
So
child is
we
a
have
byproduct
evidence.
of their parents
Yeah.
oh my
raising them.
God.
Yeah. So
Yes,
we
that you
have.
just
So
you
Ella,
just
we have.
proved my point.
No, we didn't, because we have evidence that not
Hitler's
all
outcome is
baby.
a
Okay, you got
byproduct
to
of
stop
how he
talking
was
when I'm
raised.
talking. You got to stop talking when I'm talking.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you. So we have evidence today, psychological studies, all right, psychiatric studies that demonstrate that not all children who grow up with parents who make evil decisions turn out to be evil. It doesn't automatically
Well,
correlate.
I mean,
That's why I'm asking you, what is your evidence? Because
but
you
okay,
said, hold on, I'm not done
let-
talking. You said there was a 0% chance that these babies would grow up to be not evil because their parents were evil. I need you to produce evidence of that claim. You still haven't done that. So I need you to do that.
Yeah. No, I completely understand your question. And
Okay.
I think the best, because okay, when we say evil, right? All of us, believers, non-believers, we have like evil acts, evil thoughts.
Okay, I'm so
something
sorry. I
bad.
can't let you pivot. I need you to produce the
No,
evidence.
I am.
Okay.
A good example of like you growing up in a culture where what we consider evil based on the morals of the Bible is normalized. I think of
I'll start the kick pull, everybody. Saw the dragon. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead,
think of I'm not so sure what the island is called, but it's an island far out. They're complete. The people are uncivilized and they're cannibals. All
Wow.
the people are
Wow, wow,
cannibals.
wow, wow, wow,
Oh my
wow.
God. Oh my
Can I
God.
not say that? Am I not allowed to say that word?
Just like, who are you even? You don't even know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Wow. That's
Okay.
just
You think it doesn't exist?
wow.
But you don't even know the tribe that you're talking about. You're tokenizing an entire tribe for your argument. That this is the thing. This is what
But
is
are they
really
not?
getting me.
Are they
No,
not that?
this
Can
is
I
what
say?
is
Am I
really
allowed to
getting
say
me.
that
No,
word or no?
Stop talking. Stop talking.
All right.
This is what is getting me.
Okay,
is
pulls on
that
everybody.
you have dehumanized like
Cannibalism?
so
I would
many
consider
people.
that
No,
to be dehumanizing.
Stop. I'm not even just talking about that. I am talking about if this flood did happen, if we grant that this flood did happen, you are justifying the killing, the unjustified killing of babies, infants, just because
Your
what this
argument is
one
that it's unjustified.
stop talking. Just because this one book says that it was okay. Just because this one book justified it. You think it's okay. If any human being did the same thing that your God did in that book, they would be unallied for crimes against humanity and all of their accomplices. But you give special exceptions to this God.
To God, yeah.
That's
called
gross.
special pleading. Yeah.
Your God should have the highest morals of anyone.
Okay,
Should
okay.
be the most perfect. He should not get special exceptions because he is
There
God.
is no
All
special
right, Ella.
exceptions.
There was an early
literally
kick
what you
pull
said.
and they voted to move on, so we appreciate you coming up. Thank you.
I had to do it.
Wow. Oh, yeah, it was yeah.
It was really bad.
That was really bad.
I wanted to
Yeah.
ask.
Culty
I
Steph,
wanted to-
thank you.
I
The
wanted to
dragon.
ask Ella if she thought that the babies had free will if they were predestined to be evil.
Yeah,
Right?
I was going into that, yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you like engage with people who kind of have this kind of like cognitive and moral blind spot. It's just like, well, why did God let this horrible thing happen? Like, I don't know, childhood leukemia or whatever like that. And they're like, oh, because we have free will. But he just like wantonly like hits Control Alt Delete and deletes everybody off the face of the earth because he knew they were going to be bad. Like
Yeah.
what? So he basically front loaded
He
all
rage
the
quit.
baby. He rage
Totally
quit,
rage quit.
but he knew all the people, all the babies in heaven waiting to come down to earth were going to grow up to be like Mussolini and Jeffrey Dahmer and Schmittler, and so he loaded all of them into the Bronze Age so that he could just like do a Control Alt Delete. He wasn't
Yeah.
willing to like work with the code. Makes no sense.
And he knew he was going to do the Control Alt Delete. He's like, I'm going to write this code knowing I'm going to erase it later. I'm just going to wipe it all away later. Because and I know exactly when I'm going to do it. I'm not going to tell nobody about it though.
And all the animals, like everything, like drown
Yeah.
all of them. What the heck?
Drown all
Like,
of
I
them. Yeah,
mean,
we didn't even get to that part.
if you can rain manna from heaven, can't you just like Thanos snap and only unalive the like bad people?
Easily.
Like,
Could have just, because he knew who the bad people were. But
I mean,
she was
I'm
trying
not
to
a
say
fan
they
of
were all
capital
bad.
punishment.
But
And
apparently,
she's still going in the comments saying that she doesn't agree with human hand G-side, but God's creation is his own to do with.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, oh my God. Do you guys know the
Just-
the
it's
Bo
wild.
Burnham song from the perspective of God?
Bo Burnham. Is that the American
Yeah.
Idol guy?
No, so
No.
he's
Oh, okay.
he's a comedian,
he's
and
a
he
comedian?
does songs. He's on the left. He's an atheist,
Okay.
and all that. Amazing special on Netflix called Inside. Highly recommend it.
Oh,
But he
looks like
has
I'm
a
watching that
song
tonight.
that's from the perspective of God, and he talks about how from the perspective of God, we're just a shitty game of Sims. Like, that he can just delete, he can just do whatever he wants, like blow up,
Okay. I'm
Wait,
not going to lie.
What's the name of
I-
that song? I haven't heard that one yet.
Let me find it. Hold on.
That's
right.
so good.
Because I'm not going to lie. When I played The Sims, I'm not going to lie. I'd let him go swim in the pool and then I'd erase the ladder. Not going to lie. I did that.
I
I
can't
confess.
do it. I
confess.
was just
I
talking
did it.
to a friend. I've never been able to be mean to my Sims. I have never been a criminal in The Sims. I have never done, but we are going to, and my friend and I are actually going to play like at the same time or have the same challenge where we're actually going to do chaotic things
Yeah.
for one.
It's I don't think I could do it today. Because see, I played this other game. It's like this really obscure game, but you can find it on Steam. It's called Banished. And basically the whole premise of it is it's this group of people who are like they're just starting over and they're starting a whole new life somewhere. And you have to like build them, like, you got to build farms and houses and all that stuff for them. And so, yeah, you can do evil things to them if you want to, but I can't nowadays. I can't bring myself to do it. I actually get sad, because
I know,
yeah,
because it feels like it's actually a moral thing and that
Yeah.
you're taking delight in suffering, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like being on the other side of deconstruction. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still deconstructing, but you know what I mean, like going
I can't
like
do it anymore. Yeah,
working through all of it. It's just we're not gonna do like horrific things, but we're gonna follow the criminal path. And also, nice comment, it actually is called From God's Perspective.
From
God's
God's
Bo
perspective.
Burnham.
I'm going to look that
Yeah,
up.
it was in
But basically, my
2013.
takeaway is that from our last guest, that God is basically a 6 or 7-year-old with his father's magnifying glass in the garden, sending death rays onto ant hills, and like it's his sandbox. He just like, well, screw this. I'm going to start over from scratch, and yet he's omniscient. Makes no
yeah,
sense.
pretty much. All right, we got a new guest, Queen Bolden. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi. Can I get your age and pronouns, please?
Yes, 47, and I am female.
Okay. Female. That's great. And which pronouns do you prefer people use for you?
The normal ones from 20 years ago. She. Okay.
Which God do you believe in?
So can you get the baby so I can talk? Take him out. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Get him.
We love babies, unlike God. All right. What's your bet?
No,
Which
God loves babies too.
well, which
Okay.
God do you
Oh,
believe
he
in?
does know it.
Okay, so I believe in the God of the Bible.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and so the context with the questions, well, what, how do you want to go about this? Because
Well, just tell us your
I've been
evidence.
listening for a while.
Okay. Just
Um,
tell us your evidence. Yeah. Why do you believe God is
okay,
real?
so, okay, well, the evidence is the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky,
Okay.
animals, bird,
Okay.
all the different creations. There had
Animals,
to be a
birds.
creator to create all of the different types of creation.
Okay.
Had to be. So that's
How do you know this was all created like that?
it had to be. It didn't just come out of nowhere. What can you create
I
out
mean,
of
it
nothing?
had to be.
Yeah, it's common sense.
Okay. Well,
Can you go create something right now out of nothing?
No. How did God create it then?
Okay. So then there is a supreme being who can.
Okay. So God created out of nothing?
Yes, he said, let there be, and there was.
Okay. What did
He
he create?
spoke.
So he just imagined it and it just came to be?
That's right. Yes. He's the
Okay.
creator.
How do we know that?
Well, everyone doesn't know that because everyone is not blessed to have that type of insight. A lot of humans want answers for every question they have. And our brains are not big enough to hold the capacity of the creator. We
Okay.
won't be able to understand or see things the way he does.
Okay. Well, but
Some
how do we
things
know
we
this is all
can't,
true?
some
We're
things
just
we
we're just
can.
kind of assuming things, but these are just kind of statements just saying, well, this is creator and we don't have a way to understand it. Well, wouldn't that mean then if you don't understand it, then it's possible it's not true, because how would you know it's true if you don't understand it?
Again, there has to be an origin of everything. So to
Does there
say that
though?
there is no origin,
Why?
because that's the way it goes. What is
That's the way it
science
goes?
based off? Science is based off of facts, right? Finding the origin of things,
Observation, testing, and
hypothesis, all of that,
conclusions. Yeah.
right?
So
Okay,
I
so
mean,
that's the same thing when it comes to creation. There had to be a creator. I mean,
creation, there had to be a creator. Yeah, for a lot of things, I agree with you on that. What I'm trying to understand though is we have evidence that the universe has always existed. So why didn't scientists figure this out? Why did the evidence lead us in a different direction?
because humans cannot understand at the capacity that the creator does.
Okay, so the evidence that we discovered that tells us the universe has always existed, it's just because we don't understand it. That's what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah, and we want to we want to say, okay, well then this has to be this because, we see this. Not
Okay.
necessarily.
Well,
There are people who say that the earth, has been going on for, thousands or billions
Okay.
of years. Not
Okay.
necessarily. If God created mankind and it started with adults, right? The first two humans were adults,
Mm-hmm.
then there's really no way for us to know how long the earth has been here.
Where's Aaliyah at?
Science doesn't even know, because science is not in tune with the creator. Now, there are some scientists that believe
You
in
want to ask your belly
God.
button question? Yeah. You want to ask your belly button question?
I do. Hi, Queen. Is your name Queen?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Hi,
my
I'm
friend Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
I love science and I love the human body. And I was Christian for 25 years and now I'm not. But you're mentioned that Adam and Eve came to this earth as adults, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that Adam and Eve had belly buttons?
Do I think they had belly buttons?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. You got umbilical cords, right?
Yeah.
Right. So did they come from umbilical cords?
Not the first two humans, no. But the ones
So do
that
you
were
think that
produced after, yes.
but do
Okay.
you think Adam and Eve had belly buttons?
No.
You don't? You think they were just flat stomach?
I believe that after they fell, then their DNA changed. Okay, and their form
How is
also
that
changed.
possible? How is
Well,
that
because in the
possible?
Bible it says after they ate of the fruit, then they noticed that they were naked. How is it possible that they didn't know that at first? How is it possible that before the fall of man, there was no death, but then
So
now
you're
they're
saying
going to die?
you're saying that there was no death in the garden?
No, there was no death in the garden. That's why God specifically told them not to eat the fruit from the tree. Chloe, not right now.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, speaking of no death in the garden, do you know about wasps and figs?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in order for a fig to produce fruit, a wasp has to die inside of it. And so there were figs in the garden because in the scripture it says that once they realized that they were naked, they had to cover themselves with fig leaves.
Exactly.
So there was figs in the garden, yes or no?
Yes,
Okay, and
but
so a
again,
wasp had to die.
there was
What
a
is that?
there was a different
I
system.
think that was Queen's phone.
Yeah, that was my phone. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Let
that's
me text
okay.
my daughter. But remember, this was before the fall, so things were different before the fall.
Things were different. So
Yes, they were
wasps
different.
didn't die. Is that what you're saying?
I would say there was no death.
So lions ate
The
straw.
whole system was different. It
Okay,
was all
so
based off of
we're
life. There was no death.
Tigers
okay.
ate clover. Lions ate straw. So they didn't have any
Okay, one
prey,
more.
no food.
Sorry,
Everything
just
was
one more question
different.
before I have to go back to the part of my
Remember,
house with no service.
remember, God told Adam that he would have to work by the sweat of his brow. That was after the curse, right? But at first, Adam's job was to name all of creation, everything that was on the earth dwelling. That was his job, to name them and point them in the direction of what their creation was and what they were supposed to do.
I
Because
feel
we
bad for the
humans were supposed
cockroaches.
to have dominion over the animals, the fowls of the air, the beasts of the field, right? So we was just
Okay.
supposed to
Okay,
multiply.
so
Uh-huh.
one more question. Do you think that Adam had nipples?
What is up with this question? It's just like
They're
it
good
doesn't make
questions.
They're
sense
good
to me. It's
questions.
elementary.
What,
Not
Queen? They're good
necessarily. Look,
questions.
can we get to
So
something a little
I
bit
gotta
so
clip
more
that.
hear me out.
important?
Hear me out.
Like,
Hear me
no,
out.
wait a minute. Let's get to Saul. Why
No,
did
wait, hold on,
God
hold on, hold on.
tell? Why
Hold
did
on.
Samuel tell
let me
Saul
cook.
We'll
Queen,
about
let me
the
we'll go
let me
we'll
cook.
go to
No,
Saul.
you
We'll go
already
to Saul
got
in a
me with
minute.
the belly button. I'm
We
good.
we've
I
entertained
don't
your
want to go
thought
no
experience. Let
further than that.
her explain why
Okay,
she's
just
No,
asking
no,
this
just
hear me.
question.
Can you just hear me out? I
humorous with
promise.
Aaliyah's
I
nipple
promise.
question, and then that's it. That's it. We're done.
I promise. And then I'm going to drop down. Like, don't worry. Like, this is a quick one. So my thought on this is that if God created Adam, why would God create Adam with nipples? It doesn't make any sense because men don't need them. But we know from science that there's okay. So you know about like the X and Y chromosomes. Basically, like a male is
I'm gonna
like
come
a
back.
deformed version of a female. Like the original form is
Okay,
female,
I
and
gotta
so the
try
nipples are just like
Queen. This is just so much. Okay, come on back when you're done. Whatever the fuck your phone's doing, just come back.
It sounds like she won the lottery.
it
I'm
sounds like
sorry.
we were at a slot machine.
Yes, I think. Yeah, maybe you want a jackpot, Aaliyah. For the
Jackpot!
nipple question.
Ding, 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 ding,
What
ding,
the
ding,
hell is
ding, ding,
happening
ding, ding, ding.
today? What's going on?
I don't know. I gotta go back to the part of my house
Okay.
with no service. As useless as a male nipple.
What is happening?
That was
Hey
amazing.
is something else.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll be
by
listen,
way
I'll
of
be here.
clarification before you drop, I
Yeah.
want you to know that only most species of figs, because there's multiple species,
Yeah.
cannibalize the wasp. Like they
Yeah.
tear up their wings,
Yeah.
they die inside, they are absorbed. So like when you're eating a fig, you're not like crunching on an insect, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
by many scholars, most of them think that the fruit of truth or knowledge of truth and evil would have either have been a pomegranate or a fig.
Yeah, because it
they
couldn't have been
certainly
an
didn't
apple
have an
because
apple.
apples aren't native to the Levant.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. Unless the Garden
So,
of Eden was in like Mongolia or something like
well, I
that.
mean, if you're Mormon, the Garden of Eden is in Jackson County, Missouri.
I'm ex-Mormon. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
So I'll be
Wow.
here. You know.
Okay.
that was fun, Aaliyah. Thank,
W. Aaliyah and her nipple
Aaliyah.
question.
thank you
Yes.
for your
I am
belly
so
button
clipping that.
and
I'll share it with you, Aaliyah, so you can
nipples.
clip it too. That was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That was Jesus
Aaliyah's
calling.
nipple question. We love
Yes.
it.
Yes, Aaliyah's nipple question for the win. Okay, this first hour has just been fire right now. It has been absolute fire. Oh, this has been an amazing hour. I don't think we've had an hour like this, like in a long, long time.
No. I
Off the
mean,
rails. I love it.
we did have the Superman one last week, but
Yes,
just to
we
have
did.
so many in a row. Oof.
it's like you're at the casino just throwing sevens at the craps table. 7, 7, 7, and just people are just winning like, this is just amazing. Oh goodness. Okay. All right. Let me bring up Lobes real quick. What's up, man? What is up?
Hey.
Hey.
What did I miss?
A lot. This first hour has just been wild. It's been wild. It's been wild. The last guest, the Aaliyah's male nipple question, and then her
Why are
Samsung
you talking
phone
about
just
his nipple?
her phone just went just absolute bonkers, and just was just, I don't know what that was, but the phone just
Hey, Trust. If
Yeah.
you'll recall, because it only just occurred to me now, because you were talking about when you were going to clip, or from what day we're clipping the Superman comment.
Yeah, what day was that?
I went through my my purchase history because I remember that I was in the grocery store and laughing my ass off. That would have been Monday.
Was that last
before
Monday?
last. Yeah.
That
Well,
was a long time ago. Okay, that seemed
one
like
second. I'm gonna teacup to confirm.
Wow, it was really that long ago?
Yeah, I thought it was like Thursday or something like that. Like the day before.
too.
Yeah. Wow.
April 6th.
Yeah.
We're gonna be coming through April 6th.
don't
Time
lie.
flies.
Yeah, time does fly. Wow. Okay.
Because when
April
you guys
6th.
said Friday, I was very confused because I was like, I'm pretty sure I was working Friday, and I was going to the grocery store and like grabbing like things to cook for dinner for my roommate and their partner and stuff like that.
Okay,
So,
I got you.
yeah.
Okay.
So the April 6th, Monday.
Okay, Monday. All right. Quick announcement, everybody. If you remember, I restarted the bingo game. So all your cards are clear. And so everybody go get your cards and, mark up the center square for God. And so then we can get this going. Okay, well, Rainbow Ash is already on it already. So, Rainbow Ash is like way ahead of everybody so far. So, yeah, so mark your cards up because this is a new game. We're on a new game. So everybody, let's go. We want to get a new winner today. We want a new winner today. All right. So let's bring up our next guest. Oh, we have Servant of Yeshua in the queue. Oh boy. Okay. This is just going to be one of them days, people.
Sounds like you've interacted with Servant before.
Yeah. Damon, how's it going? Damon immediately teacups. Damon, how's it going?
Good. Sorry, hold on. My music's playing.
Okay.
There we go. Sorry
All right.
about that.
Okay. So, Damon, thanks for waiting. And can I get your age and pronouns, please?
I am 39. My pronouns are they, them. And I'm not an op. I just wanted to come up and say that you have amazing patience with these people.
Okay.
As somebody who was supposed to be a preacher, the fact that most of these people do not know the Bible or the history of their faith is incomprehensible to me.
It is incomprehensible. Yeah.
It's astounding.
It is astounding. Yeah. It's
Like,
very much
if you're going to
astounding.
practice something in worship, you should know the history.
I 100%
And
agree
I
with you.
was in an argument with somebody in the chat down here.
Oh,
But you're doing absolutely fantastic. You're so much more patient than I am with people at this point. And I had to come up and give you kudos, man.
oh well, thank you, Damon. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. So appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. And so, okay. So, as a former minister, what would your answer have been to, did Adam and Eve have belly buttons, and did Adam have nipples?
I would have gone more with, if Adam came first, then why are men a genetic mutation based upon our DNA? And why
Yes.
are women's bodies trying to remove more male hormones than they are female births when they are pregnant?
Right.
We are a genetic mutation if you are male presenting.
Exactly. Well said. Well said, Damon. I like it.
That disproves it right off the bat.
Exactly.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Humans.
All right. Well, thank
Thanks
you for
again.
letting me come up.
You
Keep doing
got
what
it.
you're doing, and don't take anything from anybody.
I hear you, Damon. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Right on.
Well, it's nice to get at least that.
Yeah, it was nice to get at least that. So, all right, let's
Ella,
go
why
to
are you still trying in chat? I don't
Casper.
understand.
Ella? Yeah, I know. We got Casper.
Sometimes we need our pickled ginger refresh.
Yeah, sometimes. All right, Casper, how you doing?
Good, and you?
Yeah, I can barely hear you though. You sound very muffled.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. Let's give it a try. Can I get your age and pronouns?
I am 30 and I am she, her, and me. I don't know if it's like rude or disrespecting them. I don't really mind what they do, but when I first heard all the things on applications, I didn't know what I was, so I just went with she, her, and me because I'm
Okay.
just me, I guess.
She, her, and me. That sounds good. Okay. All right. And which God do you believe in?
Well, technically, I was kind of coming up whenever you guys are talking about Adam and Eve. I was just
Uh-huh.
wanting to say, when I first read the book and I read about
So
the
sorry.
Adam and
I'm
Eve,
having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if you could maybe switch mics or get closer to the mic or something. Talk a little louder. I'm just having a hard time. So sorry. Say again.
can you hear me now?
I think so. I'm
Are
not
you
quite
wearing headphones or earbuds?
Yeah. Maybe switch.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
If you're wearing earbuds, take them off.
Yeah.
Or if we're on speaker and there's some sort of obstruction between you and the mic.
How do I take you off a speaker?
Well, I think there's a way to do it. I don't know, in the TikTok app. I don't quite know how to do
All right,
that.
well, I'll just come back whenever later on down the line.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just really hard to hear you.
No, you're
Okay.
good.
All right.
Okay.
Try again. Okay. And that was going to be a hard conversation. It'd be a tough one. Yeah. So, yeah. So, should we get serving a Yeshua out of the way? It's gonna be a Phil Bro argument.
He's so unserious. I mean, he's saying,
Yeah.
add your father, my son. Like, I can't even take him seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, no.
Give him,
Go
like,
read the
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't he just a
2
troll?
minutes.
Oh wait.
I thought he was a troll.
Oh wait. No. Yeah, because if he's talking mess, if he's still not following the Bible, so we can do another behavior check. How about we do that? All right. So servant of Yeshua, I'm gonna bring you up, but you're on probation, which means that
Oh, that's right. He kept
Yeah.
turning on his camera too.
yeah, you're
Okay,
you're
I'll
not
be
too
prepared for that.
yeah.
I
you're-
don't have context. I need context.
Oh,
Bring out your
context?
bingo card. Why
Yeah.
is he on probation?
He's on probation because he had bad behavior the last time he was up here, and he kept turning on his mic without permission, and then he was bad mouthing people and insulting people as a Catholic too. I think he was Catholic. Anyway,
Low class.
yeah. So you're on probation, servant of Yeshua, and so you're gonna come up. You're gonna be automatically muted. And if you come off mute without permission, we'll just drop you. So that's just how it's going to go. So we're going to start with the behavior check since you already are misbehaving in chat. So tell us what part of your behavior lines up with Titus 3:2. Hey, you can unmute now.
Yeah, could you read Titus 3:2 to me?
Sure. All right.
Yeah, could you
So-
define evil? Could you define evil?
You don't know what evil means?
Could you define it for me? Because evil would be subjective, right?
Not to
In
me.
your worldview.
Not to
It's
me.
not subjective to you?
Nope.
In your worldview, it's
So-
not subjective? Really?
All right. So you're not answering
s-
questions.
can
So
something
my
I
question
say
to you,
be-
all right. So you're already doing it. So my question to you is, what part of your behavior lines up with Titus 3:2? Okay, you can unmute. Oh, I'm
mean,
gonna do
there's no
I'll do the
evil.
frill bro thing. I'll say, go ahead.
There's no evil that I spoke. I just said let your father up.
Okay. So
Go ahead, define father for me. Go ahead.
Are you showing courtesy to everybody right now? Go ahead.
Oh, I can unmute. Okay. Yeah, for one, you have to read the context of this verse. So yeah, it's speaking to
Okay, you're not answering the question. So it's a yes or no question. Are you showing courtesy to everyone right now?
I'm showing courtesy.
Context.
Right now
You-
I'm showing courtesy.
Okay, in what way?
Well, by speaking to you in a general manner.
In a general manner?
Yeah.
And were you showing courtesy in the chat?
Yeah, saying let your father up. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what
what's-
would be wrong
what is
with
the
that?
what is the meaning of that?
Let your father up. Well, it means that like the way like I kind of baked you in last time in our conversation, it kind of shows like a father-son learning experience and
Uh-huh.
relationship.
Yeah. and-
Therefore,
yeah.
that would be implying that okay, let me come up so I can teach you again, my son. That's why.
And
I
you
said
think
that.
it's courteous to for you to call me a son and you the father? You think that's courteous?
It's a little bit of a joke.
Is it
So, like,
courteous? Yes or
I mean,
no?
yeah. I mean,
It's courteous.
It's courteous in the sense that it's a joke. Like, obviously, I think you're a good person. You seem really well mannered. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not like like a lot of atheists I see online that absolutely hate on Christians and are rude. So no, I think you're a good person. I was just making a little joke, and I do apologize if it did hurt, offend you in any way.
No, I'm just trying to get to the meat of just making sure that your behavior is in line with what it
Okay.
says here. All right.
I
So
think that statement is an improvement. I like that.
yeah,
That
it's
was
an
good.
improvement. And it's not because you said what you said about me. I don't care about any of that. That's nice of you to say, but I don't care. But what I want you to just keep in mind is our conversation going forward is that you keep Titus 3:2 in mind. You keep Colossians 3:12 in mind. Have you read Colossians 3:12?
You could. I've definitely read it, but I do forget.
Okay. So let's read that. All right. So are you one of God's chosen ones?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So therefore, as God's chosen ones, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience.
That's
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, can you do that?
Yeah, I could do that.
Fantastic. All right. Fantastic. So we can go from here. All right. So what is your evidence going to be today?
Yeah, so let's see. Which argument should I use? Like, would you want to go like a philosophical route? This
I don't
next
care.
this
Whichever,
time?
whatever your best evidence is. Yeah. Just
Well, I mean, okay, so first of all, what do you define as evidence?
evidence is something that increases the probability of something being true.
Of a proposition. Okay, there we go. Okay, so would you agree that the PSR somewhat works with our universe?
No.
You don't think that the
No.
PSR. So things that
Principle of
exist
sufficient reason. Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
philosophers don't
So-
subscribe to the
so-
PSR.
So
And I
you
don't either.
reject the PSR in its entirety.
No, I said there's not sufficient enough reason to accept it as, accept
then
it
what?
as
Then
canon.
what? So do you like believe that things that exist have an explanation for their existence?
Not everything. Some things
Okay, so what
could be brute.
things?
Some things could be brute fact.
Okay,
Like the universe
could you
could be
define
brute
what's
fact.
brute and what's? Could you define what's brute and what's not fact? Like, and what's not brute?
What's okay? So what you are you asking me to define what a brute fact is?
No, I'm saying like what? How do you know whether something is a brute fact or whether it like isn't, like whether it has an explanation?
I don't know if I don't think we can know for sure if something is a brute fact. Because what we're operating in is like a could be, right?
Mhm.
So like I'm not aware of anything that's just been outright declared a brute fact and that's just accepted as 100% truth. You would agree with that, right?
So you have no, yeah, I agree. So you have no
Okay.
evidence that anything can be a brute fact, right?
Yeah, I have no evidence of that. But
so-
you would also agree you don't have evidence that things aren't, that everything has a reason.
Yeah, so I have evidence that that everything that we see that exists in this reality that we can see has an explanation for its existence. So far that we can see.
Has an explanation for its existence.
Yes.
Okay. And in many ways I would agree with that, but it depends what you mean by like how you would like go with an explanation in terms of like what you would define as, like, are you saying like something's reason for being here or why, like how it got here, or like
It's
in
like,
where are you
example,
framing it?
For example, like an apple that is like fallen down from a tree, the reason why it's on the ground is because, sorry, the reason why that apple exists is because of that tree. So kind of a contingent type definition that I would use.
Okay. So the reason why the apple exists is because of the tree.
Yeah.
All right.
So
And
the tree
but
would
you
be
would
the
agree that
explanation.
not all apple trees produce apples, right?
No, absolutely. I know.
Okay.
That
And
was
it's also
that
true
was-
that you
that was
can't have an
example.
apple without an apple tree.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So that's one example.
Yeah, so like we can use like most things. Like for example, water, the explanation for water
Fancy
would
Weezy.
be like
Mhm.
Cute gift.
the explanation for water would be like, I forgot exactly what it is, but it's like hydrogen, oxygen coming together through evolution and kind of water formed on the earth. So that would be
No.
I know it's not like the full explanation, but I'm saying that it has an
evolution has
explanation.
nothing to do with like molecular structure. You're
Yeah.
talking chemistry.
Yeah. That's chemistry
Oh,
at
I
that
see.
point. But yeah.
But like, would you say that water has an explanation for like its existence?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
We may
That's my point.
we may not know fully what that is, but yeah, it has an explanation. Like
Yeah.
why it came into being,
Yeah,
or how it came into being, maybe.
like how it came into being.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what the explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, that's what I'm saying. From what we see, everything that seems to exist has an explanation for its existence. So that would be my justification for the PSR.
Okay,
In the
that would be
same way-
okay. So it's
Hold on, hold
that
on, hold on,
type
hold
of PSR. Oh no, I'm just trying to understand. It's just that type of
Yeah.
PSR. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's just
Yeah,
that type
for
of
that
PSR.
type of PSR.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I'm saying.
all
So
right.
would you agree to that type of PSR?
On that type of PSR, yes, but that's not
Okay.
typically what they mean by a PSR.
That's what they mean. I don't know. Wait, what's your meaning of the PSR?
The way I understand what a PSR is that of why something is here, like like why the planet Earth is here, why the planet
Well,
Earth exists.
When
Not
they say
how it-
why, they're not talking about philosophically why. We're talking about like
Like
scientifically why.
ontologically, that's what I mean.
Well,
Like
no, that's
how?
not what the PSR claims. The PSR doesn't claim that, like, for example, the reason why humans are here is because of there's like an ontological reason or like philosophical reason for why we exist. No, it just claims that like things that exist have an explanation for its existence. For example, we as humans have explanations for our existence due to science, evolution, yada yada.
Okay.
That's what the PSR claims.
Okay. So you're just saying, okay. So for
I
things
need
that we
a
don't know, like
definition.
what
I'm
about
sorry.
like dark
what is
energy?
PSR? What is
Principle of
PSR?
sufficient reason. Principle of sufficient reason.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would be the PSR for dark energy?
Yeah, we wouldn't know, but it doesn't mean that it's a brute fact, which is why scientists try every day to find out.
Yeah, it doesn't
what...
mean it's a brute fact, but it doesn't mean that
Exactly.
it has a reason, right?
Well, the thing is that from what we know, that and what we're looking for, we find more information about it as we keep on searching. The fact that we find more information about it shows that it might have a reason for its existence, might or most likely has a reason for its existence, or else we wouldn't even be searching. Like, searching would be redundant if it doesn't have a reason or explanation for its existence.
All right.
So
Well,
again, when it comes
you'd
to
have to search, right, in order to find out if there is more to learn. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if there isn't a reason, then you would search and you'd fail to learn.
Yeah, what? I mean, I guess, yeah. But the thing is
Yeah.
that that's why we keep searching. But yeah, again, so for the universe, would you, like, what would you say that the universe like consists of? If you I'm a
Matter, energy, or I'm sorry, energy. Are you talking about the manifold, the space-time manifold, or you which?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be
I'm talking
energy.
about like the pre-Big Bang.
What's that?
I'm talking about like pre-Big Bang.
Pre-Big Bang.
Yeah.
Well, it would be from the evidence that I have seen, it would be the what's that word in the quantum in quantum mechanics? I can't think of the word now. Under Schrodinger's equation, it's the Jesus, what is the name of it? I'm drawing a blank. Maybe somebody in chat can help me out, but it would be the
Superposition or what?
not the superposition, not the Hamiltonian. It's the other one. But it would be and it would be comprised of a bunch of fields as well. So
Okay. So these fields, would they consist of matter and energy?
Quantum fields, energy, gravitational fields, quantum fields, energy fields, Higgs fields, all
So
that
by
stuff.
what you're saying, then that would mean that energy in itself is infinite, right?
Depends what you mean by infinite. Like, are you saying that it always existed, or are
It
you
always
saying that it's
existed and it
in
never ends.
unlimited abundance? Because that's
So
two
always
different.
existed. So when I
Yeah.
say infinite, I'm talking about like an actual infinite, not like a infinite in potency. So when I say like an actual infinite, I mean like actually infinite in total quantity. So
In
that
total
would
quantity?
like,
No, I
yeah.
wouldn't grant that.
Okay, so
Physicists don't know that.
so
Because
energy,
it could just be like a bigger number than we know of, but they have no evidence that it's infinite abundance.
okay, so
But if you're saying it's
energy-
eternal, I would say yeah, it's eternal. It's always existed.
Okay, so if it's always existed and it's always depleting at the same time, would that not be a contradiction?
No,
How would that not be a contradiction?
because again, it would just be it may be just a bigger number than we know of, and
Okay.
so or it could
You
just
said
be
it's
it could be
always existed within all periods of time, all periods of time.
Yep.
And if it's necessary, then it cannot not exist. So if it's depleting, as we know, due to the second law of thermodynamics, if it's depleting,
that's not what the second
then
law of thermodynamics says.
That's what it states. The second
What's
law
the
of
second law? What is it?
the second law of thermodynamics, it states that that all energy works through entropy, that consists of entropy, which means
Tends
that like
towards entropy.
It
Yeah.
tends towards entropy. Yeah. In
Yeah.
a closed system, which we don't know if the universe is a closed or open system or not. So
Okay,
yeah, so it could just be it could be an open system and just rotating, but we don't know. Hey,
open system.
yeah. Hey,
When you say
Servant Yeshua, your time is up, but hey, I appreciate the much better cordial conversation. So please come back
Sure,
another
yeah.
day and
we can
pick
debate
it up.
tag next time. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. You have a great day.
Let's give it a shot. All right, see ya. All right, that was progress.
One thing I
I'm
heard
pleasantly surprised.
I'm pleasantly
Yeah,
surprised too.
me too. One thing I heard though, and I didn't fact check this, but I did hear that energy is apparently ubiquitous in our universe, like in the quantum vacuum. There is never actually nothing. There is like a minute hum of underlying energy at all points because of how ubiquitous the quantum fields are. Whenever there's an excitation of one, it can manifest a particle anywhere, and therefore there's energy literally everywhere at all points.
Yeah, but this is what I heard Dr. Blitz say. This is the way he kind of put it. Physicists just don't know if it's just so much energy, right? That there's just a shit ton of energy, or if it's eternal, like infinite, like unlimited supply. That part they don't know. They said it could be just way more than we possibly know, and that it's just way, there's just so much energy but it is finite. It could be finite, so it's not necessarily a contradiction. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was really interesting as like a bystander because I've been in your lives a few times. I've never interacted with this person, but I straight up love that you like read him his biblical Miranda rights. Like you're holding him like you believe in being a decent human being, and so you're going to be respectful.
Yeah,
I
exactly
just
right.
found that super amazing.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that it worked. That never works, and it should work every time. It's worked
Should.
so far. I think this is the
I
first and
didn't
only
think
time
it
I've
was gonna
ever seen
work.
it work on your live.
Yeah.
I've never seen it employed before, and I didn't expect it to work either.
Yeah. And, and I use it, typically I use it as a way for like when a person just starts acting up the first time, and then I'll just immediately drop that. And, and at that point, because I think that at that point, the conversation is just, it's going nowhere at that point. Right. And so that's just a way to, just to kind of show them, yeah, you're acting out of pocket. So this is not acceptable. And the other part of it is this is the standard that they have adopted for them, that they have to meet, because this is not our God.
It's their standard, not
It's
ours.
their standard, not ours. And speaking of which, speaking of high standards, we have T, who is back with us for another round of discussion. How you doing, T?
Hi, it's my first time here.
Oh,
Thank you
this
for
is a
letting me
different
up.
T. I apologize. Your profile picture looked familiar, like there was another T, but no, this is great. You're a first timer. Welcome. Appreciate you
Thanks.
waiting. Can I get your age and pronouns, please?
29 and she, her.
Okay. All right. Which God do you believe in?
I'm actually spiritual.
Okay. Do you believe like in a mind that created the universe?
I believe that God created the universe, but I don't partake under any religion anymore.
Okay, that's fine. Does God have a mind?
Um,
The God you know. at least.
honestly, it's hard to say, and I actually feel like people are coming to the panel, and it's everyone wants to say like God is real, but we don't have any physical evidence. We're keeping
ya.
faith, and we're hoping at the end of all this, like that there is a God,
Oh no.
We're trying to keep faith, and it's so hard. It's so hard,
T. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't even plan on coming here and doing that.
No,
It's
it's okay. It's
it's
okay.
so hard to live
Yeah.
in this life, and we're hoping when
Yeah.
everything's all said and done that there's actually someone there, Like,
Can I
it's
bring up
so
some friends to give you
ridiculous.
some help? Can I bring up some friends to give you a little bit of
Yeah.
support? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No. This is okay. Yeah, we're
It
here for you.
always just feels like a simulation, and I keep telling myself like it shouldn't even be this hard. Out of all the times that supposedly God reset this world, why not now? I just don't know. I don't understand it.
Yeah. And it's tough. I think most of us, if not all of us, have gone through what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. Yeah, and it's really hard to wrap your head around. Totally get it. This is my friend
Yeah.
Jessica. Yeah.
Hey T.
Hello.
Yeah, we just want to come up and show you some love. Like, yeah, we can relate. It's definitely emotional, and it's just like, it's just hard to find your own identity because you're just like, what's real? There is no evidence, but there's like societal pressure to believe in something, but it's not like logical pressure. So yeah, it's definitely, it can be confusing, but that's what this community is here is for, just to, give each other support, be here for each other. So
yeah,
that's all I got.
Me too. I don't know. I guess I came on here to cry. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
This space is talking about the threads of existence and stuff like that. It's heavy stuff. It's very
it's heavy.
philosophical stuff. Where it's heavy, but I think that all people in the comments and the panel and stuff like that in general, like I think they're all well-intentioned individuals for the most part. And I'm sending you a hug from Seattle, okay? You got to know that. Like life is rough. We're all going through it, and like it doesn't like in any way like diminish the stuff that you're going through. We're here for you. We got resources. We're here to support you. It's a crazy world that we're living in right now. We don't know up from
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a great day.
Yeah, you too.
You
Now, just
too.
before we let you go, T, are you
Okay.
part of like any community? I'd hate to hear that you're kind of sitting with this all by yourself. I'd really hate to hear that.
I was a part of a Catholic church, and I went to a Catholic school, and it's just, I love God. If I hate to say that, like I really do, hate to say, oh, what if, but I don't know what else to call it. There is no physical proof, and we know that. There is no proof, and we're keeping this so-called biblical stories going. We don't know who wrote it, when it was written, and there's so many different versions of it.
Yeah.
And is you keep the faith. We're hoping everything turns around for the better, and it's just not happening.
This happened to my friend 4 years ago, and she found her place in uh what is it, universalist, not what like
Yeah.
a UU community,
Like
universalist,
Universalist, Unitarian, or
yeah,
Unitarian Universalist.
yeah. And honey, I seriously believe that like if you have something in that area, you go to those services. I've been to like 3 or 4 of them. You're sitting next to Catholics and Buddhists and Mormons and Protestants and stuff like that. They're not there to teach dogma. They're there to support. They're there to do the right thing. They're talking about, raising your kids right, supporting the community, raising food. You can find what church brought to you within the realm of and the lens of Catholicism, with a fellow community of people who like hold those beliefs, but like I would say half of the congregation is also agnostic. They're just also in that same like spiral of like not knowing up from down and all that stuff like that. They're an amazing resource. Absolutely. They have like art nights, childcare, they feed the homeless, they raise funds for like the unhoused and stuff like that. They're doing stuff that if Jesus of Nazareth was a real person would do in real life. Like that is the most Christian church, because it's not dogmatic. It's not telling you need to believe this or that or whatever. You can discover those things on your own. It's not doctrine. It's just about living those precepts, and I would strongly recommend you reach out to that.
Yeah,
for sure, for support, and then just other supportive resources in general.
And
Can you repeat the resource for me? What was that again?
The one I was just talking about was it's actually a religious organization, Universalist Unitarian. So like I mean they have resources for community members and volunteer activities and community things like that. I wouldn't say that they're like a resource, but they definitely are well connected to like issues regarding like sewer slide and self-harm and domestic abuse and all the different like they're a strong resource in communities where they exist.
Thank you so
But then
much.
you also have your normal too.
There is one more I would like to offer too. Another excellent resource for people who are going through. It sounds like you're questioning it a lot. This isn't just for people who have lost religion, but recovering from religion is a fantastic resource. I was just co-hosting their monthly live earlier today, actually, and they offer support and support groups for people who are questioning or people who have fallen away. It's not a dogmatic area. They don't argue with each other. They share ideas and they try to support one another because it's a integral part of many people's lives. And if you're questioning it, it's good to talk about it with people. And so recovering from religion is who I would recommend.
It's recovering from
Yes, absolutely.
religion.org, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So recovering from religion.org. Yeah.
Okay, I'm writing all this down. And I just want to say one last thing before I step down. It is just absolutely absurd. The fact that a lot of us are trying to survive to pay bills. It was never quote unquote like that in the Bible. So I keep thinking, like, why would God let the government make us practically work just to quote unquote live? That's not living life. We're trying to survive.
These are great questions.
Great questions.
Curse us with toil.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely,
everybody.
T. And come on back sometime and just check in with us and let us know how you're doing.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care. I think I heard a smile.
Yeah,
On the way
same.
out.
And I really think she was asking some great questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Fantastic
those are
questions.
awesome questions to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Devastating, but
It
awesome
is.
questions.
Yeah, it is. And that's tough. I mean, I remember being in that spot and it wasn't fun. So yeah. Crash, yes, agreed. What a sweetheart. Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, thanks for Jessica just leapt into action with the cape and everything. Thank you, Jessica.
If T's still here,
Of
I just want to say to
course.
T that if you ever do completely lose your faith and go through an existential crisis or anything like that, you come back here and we'll have your back. We've gone through this same shit. Like it's terrible. It's hard to go through, and most of us had to go through it all by ourselves. So we want to
Yes.
prevent other people from having to do that again, and we want to break the cycle, build some community, and validate you as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Existential angst is so terrifying, and it's not for the weak, but like the weak can handle it with community, and we're here for her and everyone else. Like it's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 3 Easy, I was trying to bring you up, but it looks like you're having trouble connecting. So why don't you go ahead, leave the live, come back in, fix your Wi-Fi, something like that, and then let's try again. But we'll bring up the next guest. We'll bring up Kobe. How's it going, Kobe?
Hello, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. Can I get your age and pronouns, please?
18, him, he.
Okay. All right. And what year were you born?
26, like 2008.
All right. Gonna have to let you go, Kobe. Appreciate you though. You gotta do the math. You gotta do the math live. Yeah, that's a bad sign. Wow. All right.
There's some universal human existent moments that will exist for like millennia going forward, and it's every time you hand your fake ID to the like the guy at the door, and they ask you your birth year. If you have to pause, you shouldn't do that.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like I'm 18. Let me do the math.
Yeah. Right. I gotta do the math. Yeah. Catbird on the stick. How's it going?
Good, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep. We can hear you.
Cool.
Yeah. Can I get your age and pronouns, please?
I'm 32 and my pronouns are he, him.
All right. Which God do you believe in?
I used to be Mormon and now I'm like agnostic, but I wanted to come on and like just kind of ask. This is the first time I've like I keep scrolling and seeing these, but I just wanted to.
Okay.
Like Catbird, I add every ex-Mormon I see in these spaces. I am a fellow ex-Mormon.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
good
so
to
we have
meet
one
another
more.
fellow Exmo.
Yep, and we have another Exmo that may be here, but she has to get to a good Wi-Fi spot in her house if she's still here. But we can bring her on too. So we got some Exmos here for you. Yeah.
Awesome. But I think just generally, like, and maybe you've heard this argument before, but I feel like I've always been a closet agnostic, just because like even you know, growing up in primary and being taught like, oh, like just go up and say, you know, the church is true and Joseph Smith was a prophet and all that. And I'm just like, but yeah, but how do we know, you know? And then it took a while. Like I served a full-time mission, and then a few years after that was like kind of slowly peeled off just from the evidence that I saw that like this seems like it's more likely like it's a bunch of old dudes doing what they think they know best rather than like divine, you know, stuff like that. But at the same time, I've always felt that like atheism, like as like as atheist as you get, it bothers me just as much as spirituality, because it's like still a hard belief. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, let me push back on that a little bit, because now there is one definition of atheism, which is the hard belief. Yeah, there are some atheists who will say there are no gods. All right. Now, there's other atheists like me who say I don't believe in any gods. Do you see the distinction?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not. So we're not like a big monolith. Yeah, it's a spectrum. And also, I'm an agnostic atheist, so I go a little bit further. I'll say I don't know and I don't believe. And then we have a nice little spectrum here. My friends here up on the panel, they're where they land on the spectrum is just going to be slightly different from me. But the one thing we all have in common is that, we're at minimum, like you, we're doubtful that any gods exist.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's awfully really cocky to say, I know there is no God. I felt like when I was going through this process, when I like back in like 2004, because I'm almost 40 now. Like I didn't understand the difference between, like I thought it was like similar to the difference between like vegan and vegetarian. You couldn't be a vegan vegetarian. Like most people who are unfamiliar with the definitions of atheist and agnostic, including the people who use those titles, often like conflate and confuse between the two. And it's just like, you know, like most people who are using the terms incorrectly, like ultimately are like, yeah, like I have a very strong feeling and belief that there isn't a God and that there isn't evidence for it, but I'm open to it. And so most of the people in a post-theistic context I've found are agnostic atheists.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Can I just
not
like
exclusively, but like in the greater part.
Yeah. I think like I do understand like the leaning toward like, oh yeah, I see no evidence that there's a God, therefore this is where I'm going to lean more into, like more atheist, more so than agnostic or spiritual. And I do think the reasons behind those beliefs aren't always logical, even though it's backed up by logic. Usually I feel like people have a story. Like I see a lot of streams where it's just like people are hardcore atheists because they came from a very spiritual background and they really had to pull themselves out of it so hard that it's almost like they had no choice but to like tell themselves there's no God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a term for it, but I refer to it as like an ideological pendulum, like almost like there's enough momentum that it's going to force you to like completely reject things and stuff like that. I definitely went through that phase. My brother's going through it right now.
Yeah, and I do think like, because I also agree like there is little to no evidence of a God, especially from like the standards of science and that sort of thing. We're just like, how can we say when there's so many contradictory things in spirituality? But at the same time, because we don't know, like we're all imperfect as far as like our knowledge is concerned. And like you said, it's like a very cocky thing to just be like, there is no God, you know, like 100%, you know, with 100% confidence or with 100% like science or whatever. But for me, I think there is like my biggest argument for spirituality, it would be just throughout history, like there's always been some sort of like spirituality that like makes society move forward, if that makes sense. Or even just like, even if you're atheist, you'll still go see a movie. And all that is just like a bunch of pixels on a screen and actors who were like recorded pretending to be other people, but it will still move you. You still react in an emotional way.
Yeah,
Whereas I feel like, you know what I mean?
my brother, when he was going through that thing like a year ago, and he was using the whole thing, is just like there was this underpinning of religiosity across all cultures and times and stuff like that. So therefore, that like lends some credence to the argument. The way I explored this with him, and it seems a little like throwing out a tooth fairy and Santa Claus kind of argument, and it can feel a little bit like disingenuous or flame baity, but like there's so many instances across the world and time, like from an archaeological and historical context, in which there's discussions of things that we would describe as dragons.
Right.
Just because society has an emergent tendency to create a deity or a space that describes things that are indescribable doesn't mean that there are like flame breathing serpents that fly through the air. It's just an unintentional aspect of our human evolution as a very social primate. I think that's what it boils down to. We need authority, we need moral guidance. Many people can't like separate morality from religion. Like they're just going to assume that anybody who isn't religious is going to be amoral. I just think it's a byproduct of things. It's a secondary consequence. It's not evidence in itself. It's a side effect. You take medication and it might make your palms sweat, but it doesn't mean that everybody has sweaty palms.
Right. I think like, sorry, I feel like I'm not being coherent. I'm trying to get to a point that like, even though I think from a scientific standpoint, which I like to lean more into, that, you know, there isn't evidence for God or spirituality. However, I do think that spirituality helps people in a way that helps them where like science doesn't, if that makes sense. Or just like, I guess another way of saying it is like, I wish spirituality worked for me as much as I've seen it help other people within religion. You know what I mean?
And how do we know it's the spirituality and it's just not like the process that people are doing, or maybe it's, you know, getting to a different place mentally, emotionally, something like that?
It's like theater, for example, like, and you know, there's different ways of performing, right? There's different ways of like getting into character, and like, there's things where you can just like, oh, I need to portray a sad person, therefore I'm going to do some things with my body. I'm going to move it a certain way that makes me feel sad. Or I think about a time in the past that made me feel sad and really tap into that and get to that place. Or you can take a pill. You know what I mean? So it's just like, from a spiritual standpoint, it's like, oh, I'm just going to embody whoever this character is and not think too hard in that way. Like, so, cause spirituality I've learned is like Western spirituality. We see it as like this entity or other thing that's like, we can't see, but we can feel. Whereas like other cultures, like there's this tribe in the Amazon called the Piraha, and their word for spirit embodies also like acting or performing. Like they don't have a word for like play or theater. It's just like, oh, you'll see a spirit later and it'll just be them again, like basically tapping into, or just like embodying a dead person that passed away like a few days before.
I think I want to make a distinction though, because I think we're getting a little bit dangerously close to this aspect of, you know, I don't want to go so far as to say that like spirituality will just help anybody, right? Because because I mean, there are legitimately people who have, you know, who have clinical depression, for example, you know, or bipolar disorder, and they yeah, and so that requires them to take medication. Like that
Right.
was,
Yeah.
and that's like a lifesaver for them, right? And see the dangerous part. That's like another dangerous part of this, of like Abrahamic religions, and a
Right.
lot of
Yeah.
religions, for that matter, is they will push that as a quote unquote cure. And then
Right.
tell the
Yeah.
person afflicted with depression, you're just not praying hard enough, or you don't
Right.
have enough faith, and all that stuff, and it spirals that person deeper into a depression because they
Right.
turn it inward and they think something's wrong with them.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
I agree, because I've experienced that as well, because I've gone through like decades of like, oh, I need to pray harder, I'm not being faithful enough, that's why I'm sad and anxious all the time, like I've definitely gone through that. So like I can relate, and I do, like, it is painful seeing other people within the church who like are experiencing the same thing, and I just want to tell them like it's so much better not having to worry about any of that.
yeah,
But at the same time, I also see people who it's like they seem to really benefit from it and they really enjoy it, and it's like I'm not going to be the one to be like, hey, guess what, none of this is real, you know what I mean?
I mean,
So
we're talking about the difference between tolerance and acceptance. So, like, I tolerate my parents for having their beliefs. It brings a lot of value to their life. They're not. I think they're probably greatest quote unquote sin in their tolerance is like not being able to accept their son for who he was, me.
yeah.
So like I give a lot of permission and a lot of like grace to those spaces and stuff like that, but when it kind of boils right down to it, it's just like you can still be agnostic, atheist, and still subscribe to that like Amazonian thing, as long as like you are intellectually inoculated enough to not ever fall for the same hooks
yeah,
that Mormonism brought in there. So like as long as you're not paying tithes, as long as you're not trying to keep up appearances, as long as you're not drinking the Kool-Aid, proverbially, it's just like you can still, you can be a Buddhist, you can be an atheist, you can be an agnostic, you can do all of those things simultaneously. Nuance is beautiful. It's just like it's amazing. And the reason why a lot of like ex-Mos end up atheists is because the momentum of that cognitive dissonance either needs to allow them to examine all the structures of organized religion and realize that, Noah's Ark doesn't make sense either, or they're just going to, slip in the same bad habit. Like if you're trying to kick one drug, you're either going to go cold turkey or you're going to pick up smoking.
Right. Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to say is that you said that you're not going to be the one to say it's not true or something like that to the people who believe, but it's important for society to progress that people believe true things.
yeah,
That people don't just believe whatever they feel like might be true, that people actually believe true things so that we can progress as a society, because otherwise, like, religion has set us back so far. We would be so much farther now, like in society, in medicine, in science, all of that, if colonization and religion hadn't gotten in the way.
yeah.
Wow.
Somebody say
I
Sorry,
something.
it
agree.
sounded like someone else was going to say something. Sorry.
Oh, I was just agreeing.
Okay.
That's all you get.
All
We
right.
were just roasting Noah's Ark in the comments too, so that's funny.
Did I hit a nerve and piss somebody off that believes in Noah's Ark? I'm confused.
No, we were roasting it. We were saying like who could feed all the animals and clean up the poop, and
Oh my
they just
God.
got along.
Okay, you guys. I don't usually employ large language learning models and stuff like that for a conversation, but I did re-download ChatGPT the other day and send in a prompt saying, how big would have Noah's Ark had to have been? Like I put in all the like Noah's Ark prompts, and like basically in order for Noah's Ark to have existed, we would have need to like been able to like store embryos in like liquid nitrogen like we do for like test tube babies kind of situation. If you're gonna save every beetle, baboon, and banana, like there's no way. Like
Right.
after
You can't
40
feed them.
days, you're gonna kill
Yeah.
every plant on Earth. You're gonna kill all the freshwater animals. You're gonna kill all the saltwater animals.
I never even thought to think about that.
It's
And
not
then, well,
possible.
and to go back to the conversation, this is why it's important to critically think and to ask questions of these beliefs, because Christians don't ask these questions. People who believe outrageous claims don't ask these kinds of questions.
Right.
And they'll just let it go.
Well, within the ex-Mormon community, they often refer to this phenomena as the shelf. Catbird, are you familiar with the shelf?
Yeah. When your shelf breaks, I know that one.
every time you're having some sort of moment of cognitive dissonance, you're like, well, we'll re-examine that later, and you put it on a shelf, and eventually there's too much weight on the shelf, and it cracks. My shelf was Noah's Ark. So like I was ready to like say, well, fuck, Mormonism doesn't make sense, so like let's look at Christianity. Let's go back to basics. And I was like looking at Noah's Ark, and I'm like, well, that makes absolutely no sense. That would be like that would be an ark the size of Manhattan if you're gonna have two of every kind and enough food and resources and everything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hey,
I
Catbird
think-
on his stick. We have somebody who's in the queue, so it
All right, no problem.
Yeah, like one more thing you wanted to go over?
Yeah, I think just if I have 30 seconds left, with like Noah's Ark and stuff, like I agree. I do think religion taken to the extreme is extremely dangerous, and I know Mormonism does that a lot. Like they don't even see like Adam and Eve as a symbolic story. They're like, no, that actually happened, and it's not symbolic of anything. There was real fruit. I think that kind of defeats the purpose. Whereas like I think the Bible has great stories, and I still think they're cool, but it's just like taken to the extreme. They're not meant to be taken at face value. It's meant to be like, oh, how do you learn from this allegory? I think stories it's like seeing Harry Potter. Like it can be an emotional experience, or whatever movie or book. So anyway, thanks for letting me chat with you guys, and good talk.
Yeah, good talk. Appreciate you coming up. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. So our next guest is Savvy World, who's been up here before. So we'll bring up Savvy World. We'll bring him back. You've been how's it going, Savvy World?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, not much. How you doing? You still Christian?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you got for us today?
So specifically, since y'all brought up Noah's Ark a couple times, I would like to. I don't know if anybody knows this, but there are 3 nodes of mtDNA in all of humanity right now, and Noah had 3 sons that repopulated the earth, so that kind of aligns directly with the story. I don't know if anybody's aware of that.
So you're saying there's 3 kinds of human DNA?
mtDNA, mitochondria specifically, 3
mitochondrial.
nodes, which shows 3 original mothers, because the mitochondria is derived of the mother.
Okay. All right.
And Noah had 3 sons that were told to repopulate the earth, which is exactly what they did.
And who do they repopulate them with?
There were 3 wives.
There were 3 wives. Okay. So, okay. And so how do we demonstrate that this is evidence that the flood actually happened?
Yeah. So, it just aligns totally. Why would there be? Why would there be? You would expect if abiogenesis and evolution were true that there would be an original mother, or one mother.
Why
that
would you say
align
that?
with all the because
that doesn't make sense. Why would you say that?
Oh yeah, because if there was like how do you get to all of humanity without one mother?
Okay. Well, you do also realize that
one original original mother.
Yeah, but you do realize that more than one animal in a species can evolve, right? It's not just one unit of a species evolving and then that becoming a brand new species. That it could happen at the same time for multiple like units in a
but the
species,
chances,
right?
but the likelihood is astronomically improbable that there are multiple human mothers on the earth at one time, that it didn't stem from one.
Okay, well, what
I mean, if you
evidence do you
believe
have
in
of that?
evolution,
What
well, yeah,
evidence do you
if you
have of
believe
that?
in evolution,
Wait, hold on. What
yeah, if you
evidence?
believe,
No, you got to present your evidence of that first.
my
What
evidence
evidence do you
is
have in
from
it?
evolution. My evidence is the theory of evolution itself, which states that a mother formed from a ape type of creature.
A mother
Not
formed
that
from
multiple,
an
not that
ape type of creature.
Yeah, so humanity came from
What? That's
apes,
not what it
correct?
says. That's not what
Wait,
evolution says.
humans didn't come from ape?
We are apes.
I also jumped into Google to confirm what you were claiming. There's 5 mitochondrial groups. So
Yeah.
you're referring to
You went to Google.
I went into Google.
Wait, hold on. Nice comment. See, this is the guest's burden of proof to meet. Like we have the evidence
I can give
already,
you-
so we need you to provide
Wait.
the evidence that there's only 3 mitochondrial mtDNA groups.
Yeah, so the Institute of Creation.org, they'll confirm what I just said.
Instituteofcreation.org. Okay, and this
Oh,
this is
no.
peer reviewed. Who peer reviewed this? Who are the scientists that came up with this?
I'm sure. I mean, this isn't the only. I could give you multiple sources, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'm
Just give
pretty
us a
sure it's
peer-reviewed scientific paper that shows that there's only 3 groups of mtDNA. I think chat and guests, we kind of got to get out of this mode of like giving people information like this. Yeah, because because
I
what
mean,
happens
anybody
is
like-
they'll just say,
like the
"Well,
other
I
group will look it
don't
up."
believe." And see, we are the ones that end up like carrying the burden of proof when we shouldn't, right?
I just gave you a source.
Yeah, I'm asking
Go
for a peer-reviewed paper, like a peer-reviewed scientific paper that
Oh.
shows what you're claiming.
Okay, yeah, I can do that too. That's all you had to ask for.
All right.
It's not.
wait.
This is like common knowledge, actually.
Yeah, we'll wait. Peer-reviewed scientific paper.
Okay.
We'd like to add that this is actually, even if it's true about the mitochondria, there being 3 or what have you, I think it's moot, even if it is, because there are so many other problems that guarantee this blood's impossibility that even if that's true, it doesn't make it overcome the impossible.
Well, it's old information. It's LMTU. And so previously it was thought to be 2 different variants. So you would have like a homogeneous situation, you would have a hetero situation. So like you would have 2 different ones. So like, you know, like if,
Oh yeah,
if
the,
you go back
the
to
original
like,
source I gave is actually peer reviewed.
oh,
but I can give another one.
it's way out of date. So it's just like when you go back to like Mendes,
Okay,
like
now it's out of
sweet
date.
Yeah, what
peas,
year?
Okay.
you
Well,
got,
what
like,
year is it? No, not you. Nice
I
comment.
don't.
2016 is out of
Yeah.
date. That's crazy.
Okay.
Work.
Yeah. It could be out of date. So, all right.
Okay. What's
Okay.
in date? What would be in date so I can figure out that too? All the
2020
stipulations.
Well, whatever
So
new info that we have.
Yeah, the farthest you can go back is 10 years, but if there's an updated article with like that's sooner than 10 years, you go with the updated article.
Okay.
But
So
yeah.
now I have to get a peer review within the last. I mean, this isn't the last 10 years, but we'll say what, the last 4 years, 5 years.
But anyway,
Like
it's
the
5.
information doesn't change,
It's
but I
5.
got you.
It's 5 distinct haplogroups.
Or speaking about mitochondria specific, but I feel what you're saying.
Specifically mitochondrial DNA.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at. I can open it. I can open it again, but then I would be teacupping. But as soon as I went into Google and I asked Google, how many mitochondrial groups are there in human DNA? It told me there was 5.
Yeah, I will
And
verify
then-
that source that's stating that.
It's fine. You can do that yourself. For sure.
I mean, you're the one that doesn't. The host said the burden of proof falls on the person made the claim. I gave my burden of proof.
Well, you still haven't given us a peer reviewed study.
Up to date. That is peer reviewed.
Well, from 2016, but we have no way to look it up. You just said it's from 2016. I asked you for the names of the scientists. You know,
the name of the scientist is Brian Thomas, PhD.
Brian Thomas.
Is it just
Yes.
one?
It's just one
No, there's
scientist.
multiple. That's the one. That's the main one I saw.
Okay, and what's the name of the study?
Something like DNA. I haven't looked at it in a while.
Okay, so we don't have evidence.
Okay,
it's just you're just saying trust. Evidence. I mean, yeah, you said you haven't seen it in a while, but we don't even know what it says. We don't. I mean,
let me see. I told you where it's at, though. I did tell you where it says. Institute of Creation Research.
Yeah, Institute of Creation Research.
.org. ICR.org.
That is a biased website.
How is it biased?
It's something that can't be creation.
Wait, what?
He has a master's in biotechnology. He doesn't even have a PhD in paleobiochemistry.
So that's not valid. That's not valid. Dang. Okay. What kind of PhD do you have?
Come on, stop! Like, I just read that.
My bad.
Yeah, paleobiochemistry. Yeah, just give me a minute. I just the first thing I saw was masters in biotech, and I was like, wait a minute. But then I saw PhD in paleobiochemistry. All right, so we're looking at the journal publications. You said this is from 2016, right?
Yes.
So let's look back on 20. Yeah. I don't see anything on 2016.
Yeah, I actually just.
So
I actually just looked up another one. Where I'm on my computer. I could go to that one specific and get the peers, but I just saw another one that's 2021 genetic evidence for the 3 daughter-in-laws of Noah.
Okay, so then why is it that the established science has far more than 3 mtDNA groups? They say they're far more than 3.
Who? Who says that?
Let's see. According to this MitoMap database that was reported on 2023 of June, they got a whole list of haplogroups for mitochondrial DNA.
Is this a peer-reviewed study?
Ancestral SNPs are spread throughout the human mtDNA tree. These ancestral variants are RSRS50, and they've got 73G, 146C, 152C, 195C, 750G. I mean, it's like they have a whole list here. And
is this a peer-reviewed study that I can look up?
This is mitomap.org, and let's see who made this site. So let's see what this is. Let's see who did this. It might be like an entire team doing this. So I'm just trying to see who is.
Does it meet the criteria of validity?
If it is this FOSS-wiki, whatever this thing is called.
While he's pulling it up, I would remind you that your argument is like there are only 3 types of mitochondrial DNA according to like Noah's Ark Institution.org. That would be like me saying like, oh, French fries.
That was a secondary source. That was a secondary source.
Again, but it would be like
but it's also peer reviewed,
using evidence saying like, oh, I eat French fries because they're healthy because I read this study from Trans Fats Anonymous.
That was the name of the study, not the name of the source was discovercreation.org. That was just the name of the study.
Yeah,
not the source.
I stand corrected.
Okay, so I'm still trying to see who makes this website. Now there's another one, maternal lineages. Okay, so this one from the PMC, the National Library of Medicine, which is nih.gov. So that's about as legit as you can get. So this is from Candela Hernandez, Department of Biodiversity, Ecology, and Evolution, Faculty of Biological Science in Madrid, Spain, PhD. So this person says that there are several, far more than 3, mitochondrial DNA haplogroups. So
you said what's the name of the site? NIH.gov?
Yeah, NIH.gov. It's the National Library of Medicine. So that's where most, if not all of these are
No,
published.
I'm aware not. I'm aware of
Yeah.
them.
So let's see if Brian Thomas is on here. Let's see where.
That's my question, because it has to be a legit enough study to even.
Yeah,
because
if it's
the National Institutes of Health is just a storage or
it'd be like this, Savi.
repository, but
It's like if I quoted this study and it was science is right, God is wrong.com. That's not a very legitimate website. You know what I mean?
I went. Yeah,
I know, but it's an equivalent. It's an equivalent to that. It's just saying,
it's equivalent to creation.org.
Yeah. If
or
it was
whatever,
something like that,
ITR.
like scienceisright.com or something like that. It would
Science
just be
is right.
No, what I mean is
Oh my
he's
The
not
end of the
tracking.
study was like cornsyrup.org, and the study was like how carbonated sodas like Coca-Cola are
You're
great for your
suggesting
health.
you're
Then it would
suggesting a
indicate
PhD
that
is putting his credentials on the line to prove a bias.
yes, it can
Okay.
happen, and especially when it's evidence of one person, and
Can
as opposed to like a meta study where we're like
well
studying all of people and their replication.
well in that case, can't it happen in the opposite? If the government is ordering, is doing a study to prove something or disprove something, can't they do the same with people putting their credentials on the line? So why believe anything we read?
It's not a matter of government credentials. The
No,
question
not
is
government credentials. The government hiring people to do a study, doctors to do a study, putting their credentials on the line to disprove or prove a point. You just said it could happen in one instance, but you're suggesting it can't happen in another. So it's like, why believe anything
it
we
definitely
read?
can, but the thing is that like scientists, when they are trying to prove the things that they're claiming and having discoveries, they have all of their processes out in the open for replication, for people to be able to either replicate their results, prove that it was a one-off situation, or like reveal the fact that they had a blind spot. So they have a lot on the line. All humans are very prideful people. Everybody else wants to create the next top single
Yeah.
hit. They want to be viral, all that stuff like that. Yes,
And this-
that still exists.
Okay, this is
but
an
within
article.
the
This is not even a study. This is just an article from Brian Thomas. This is not even a peer-reviewed study.
Mm.
It's just
ICR.
Yeah, I'm on the ICR site and I'm looking. It's just an article. He's written a whole bunch of articles, and this isn't a peer-reviewed study.
Well, I gave you a second one, but I'm pretty sure what I looked at was. Let me go to it.
Yeah.
I wanna land my plane for a second. When
Yeah.
it comes right down to it, scientists do have pride. So do all humans. They all want to be like the person who was first to step on the moon. Absolutely. And of course, their ego is going to be bruised if somebody like proves them incorrectly. But when it comes right down to it, like they also welcome criticism, contraring evidence, all that
They're
stuff.
making me get off the game. Yeah.
So I guess, are you saying all the animals of the world can fit on a boat?
Yeah, if the whole world can be flooded, I'm sure that's the least of the
With what water?
impossibilities. Exactly.
What water? With what water?
There's also seashells and fossil organisms, sea organisms at the top of Mount Everest.
Yeah,
That's also illogical.
that's because of how mountains grow.
Thank
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they
all
start
right.
from under. Oh my god.
All right. So mitomap.org, it's a database. It's a mitochondrial DNA database. It's tied to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and Douglas Wallace, PhD, he's the director of its Center for Mitochondrial and Epigenomic Medicine, and a founder of the field of human mitochondrial genetics. So he's like the guy. The Children's Hospital of
he's the
Philadelphia.
guy, for sure.
He is the guy, yeah. He states that he helped establish that mitochondrial DNA is maternally inherited. So he is like the preeminent scientist who studies this. This is like his life's work.
When was he born? And when did he discover that the mitochondria comes from the
well,
mother?
you can go look all that up. You can go look that up.
What's his name?
Douglas Wallace, PhD. He's the director of the Center for Mitochondrial and Epigenomic Medicine. So they're the ones that run mitomap.org. It is a map of all the mitochondrial DNA that they've found. So it's far more than 3. So this is just not accurate.
Boom.
This is a good reminder that not
He has a PhD.
everyone,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Well, no,
not everyone
finish what you're
who
saying.
claims to have the answer is telling the truth.
Yeah.
And they might just be
So,
scamming you because they know you don't know how to research.
He's got a
Right,
got a PhD in microbiology and human
what
genetics from
what I
Yale
said from the
University.
beginning
So
was for
and-
everybody to research it for yourself. So
And
you
by
found a source that validates and just the top. You haven't read the study of anything he's done. You just read the headliner, which is not,
What do you mean
that
I just
doesn't-
didn't read the headliner? What study are you talking about?
I'm saying you brought up Douglas Wallace, PhD, and his accomplishments. You didn't read anything that
No,
he's written.
you asked me what is this mitomap.org website? Who runs it? That's what you asked me. And I just
Oh,
told
yeah,
you
but-
who runs it.
yeah, but I'm
It
s-
is a person with a PhD in microbiology and mitochondrial DNA research.
Well, and that's going to be
Yeah,
the
and what
whole
I'm suggesting
team
is
as
you don't have
well.
an understanding of what's going on that site by skimming over the top of it. You know,
What
that's why I'm
difference does that
suggesting
make?
It clearly shows there's more than 3.
Yeah, what difference does that make? It clearly shows there's more than 3. I mean, I'm looking at it. They have a whole list of them.
I want to know one thing from this most recent guest. Is it consensus or is it evidence based?
Consensus.
Consensus. Okay, so the consensus
From
says
my
you're
understanding,
wrong.
yes, it's consensus.
Consensus says you're wrong.
Where are you getting consensus from?
Every scientist, except for the ones
Every
in the
scientist
pocket.
except for the ones
Except the one you pulled up.
The three
Yeah.
that I named,
except
the
for-
3
except
sources
for-
that I named.
Except for the ones in your pocket, the consensus would dispute your claim.
Now, you know what a consensus is,
where
right?
you get yeah, it's a overall
All of your
view
sources are biased in the
Yeah.
same
Wait,
direction.
okay, well, how do you know how do you know your sources
also-
are not biased? That's
Okay.
my counter argument.
Reason
Also,
why-
Why will some sources
I would
be biased,
remind
but the
you
others not be biased?
Because
I would remind you
Because they
that
validate your
science-
belief.
Also, I would remind you that in academia, they're trying to disprove.
Okay,
Can I trying to disprove?
Can I read this?
facts.
Can I read this? This is about Douglas C. Wallace, PhD. More than 35 years ago, Dr. Wallace and his colleagues founded the field of human mitochondrial genetics. So, as again, he is the guy. The
Well,
mitochondrial.
wait, that means he created mtDNA, or did he discover it at that point?
I didn't say he created. Where did you get me saying
Well, I'm
he
just
created
saying, you're
mtDNA?
insinuating- You're insinuating by him creating a organization 30 years ago that he is the guy.
Where
That's what
does
you're
it? Where
insinuating.
does it say that I said that? You got to listen. You
I
got
say
to
you're
listen to what I'm
insinuating
saying.
it. That's why
You
I
got to
didn't say
listen
you're
to what I'm
that.
saying.
I asked you a question.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't
You
say
got to
you're
listen.
saying
Okay.
that.
So listen to the words that I'm
Are you
saying.
saying something?
Okay. You got to stop talking. You have to listen. All right. You're only trying to wait until I stop talking to respond. You're actually not listening to what I'm saying. So listen, please. More than 35 years ago, Dr. Wallace and his colleagues founded the field of human mitochondrial genetics. What is that saying to you?
That they established an organized way to go over mitochondria.
No.
What is it saying?
It's the field.
They
It's the
discovered
it's the
mitochondria 30
study
years ago.
of mitochondrial, human mitochondrial genetics.
They incorporated a field in which it's discovered, and the data is organized and I'm on the game too, but organized and like distributed.
Okay, so
That's what
tell
they
me
did.
exactly where. So you're saying to me that they're wrong. So tell me
I'm
exactly
not
how they're
saying
wrong.
I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I'm saying you
Okay.
don't understand. There's no way you can understand what they're suggesting, and 10 seconds of looking at one data
Okay,
set.
so what is it that they're saying? Because you're the one who brought this up.
I don't know. I
Okay,
haven't
you're
looked.
the one who
brought it
brought
up.
this
I
up.
brought
So
up
you
my
tell me
evidence.
what this is saying. You're saying
No,
there
I
was
brought.
only You're saying
Okay,
there's
go
only
on.
3. They're saying there's far more than 3. Why would they be wrong about that?
Again, so the same thing goes for you. I never said that.
Okay.
Did you? I never
Okay.
said
So
that
do you
you're wrong.
believe that they have more than 3?
No, because I haven't seen
You don't
anything that
believe it.
shows otherwise. I
Okay.
have not seen the data set that you're speaking
Okay.
of yet.
All right. So it's mitomap.org. So all you got to do is just look it up and you'll see it. It's a report from 2023 of June 15th of 2023. So essentially what they're doing is they're mapping out all the possible variations of mitochondrial DNA. And so the more they find, they add it to this database and then they just keep adding to it. That's what this is. It's called Mitomap Web. It's a human mitochondrial genome database. It's a compendium of, I mean, it's just, I don't know what else to tell you. It's a database full of this mitochondrial DNA.
I also want to remind people that mathematically there will always be mitochondrial DNA. That's how it works. Like if you were to jump into a time machine today and jump back 100 years ago, 100% of the people that you interact with, like were to perform a genetic test on, they will either be the ancestors of people living in the world that you traveled from, or they are a deadline. 100%.
Yeah.
So even if it was 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, when it comes right down to it, the further back in time you go, the smaller the number becomes.
We can take this in
It's mathematically like assured.
We can take this in a different direction,
Okay, so
Savvy World. So here, let me ask you this question.
okay, yeah, I do want to take it in a different direction, but I do want to look up what you're speaking of. I
We'll
was on
take
the
it.
game.
We'll take it a different direction. Like we'll. It's the same. It's kind of the same line, but you can look that up on your own time. But I'm going to ask you this question.
Well,
from this
real
part.
quick.
Let's just.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat source?
What's that? What do you want?
Could you repeat source where I can find the data set?
Mitomap.org.
The source where I can find the data set. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, you're kind of breaking up there. Yeah, mitomap.org.
Okay.
mitomap.org. So, but let's just pretend we didn't have that discussion. Let's just start back at you saying there were 3 mitochondrial DNA groups. Let's just go there. All right. Where did Noah's sons all live?
In the Middle East,
the Middle East,
Semitic areas.
Yeah. Like, okay. Well, can you tell me exactly where? Because this is important.
I can't remember exactly what spot that was.
Okay, and you would say, but
they migrated.
Okay, where else?
It suggested that their children migrated to Asia.
Asia.
Africa. And then one stayed in the Middle East.
Okay, so just so I'm hearing you, one went to Asia, one went to Africa, and then one went somewhere else. Their children, like went to, let's just say Europe, right? Okay, so one went to Asia, one went to Africa, and then one went somewhere else, right? So they all went in different.
But I'm not sure exactly how they migrated, but yeah.
Okay, but it's safe to say they went in all different directions from the Middle East, right?
For sure. Over time, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so if that's the case, because I'm looking at a study here, it says ancient substructure and early mitochondrial DNA lineages of Southern Africa. This says that the three earliest mitochondrial DNA lineages come from Southern Africa. So if it was all from Noah's sons, who you just said are in the Middle East, and you said that they went in all different directions, why did they find the first 3 in Southern Africa? The earliest,
because they could have landed or been from Southern Africa or something.
Well, you just told me they were from the Middle East and that they went.
I told you my belief. I'm not a I'm not a
Okay.
genealogist.
Okay.
I just told
Well,
you my beliefs.
okay, but we don't have any evidence that they were in Southern Africa, right?
That they are from sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah. And okay.
We don't
And
have
then what?
evidence that they're not. We don't have any
Yeah.
We don't have any physical evidence of their existence.
Okay.
So we don't know where they're from.
Okay. All right. And so let me
So they
find
could.
out.
So it's
We have
possible.
the remains. We tested them. We found.
We have the remains of Noah's sons.
No, of this mitochondrial DNA in Southern Africa.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. We don't have any remains of Noah's sons to know where they're from.
Right. But but this is the other part of it. It's not Noah's sons. It would be the wives, right?
Correct. And that's even more of an implication. The wives could have been from, well, wives could have, it's nowhere
but they
to.
found it in the location of Southern Africa.
Okay. I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Yeah. So that means that whoever had possessed that mitochondrial DNA, whatever creature or being or human or whatever, they literally lived there.
From?
Yeah. And
From
then
or lived there?
Yeah, they lived there. So you're saying they
Are
could
they
have
from
been
there?
there. Yeah, they were from there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're from there.
Okay.
Okay. So now here's the next question. What year did all this happen with Noah and his sons?
I'm not sure exactly.
You're not sure?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, it has to be around probably earlier than 6,000 years ago, right?
Earlier?
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, sooner than 6,000 years. 6,000 would be the oldest, would be the longest period of time. So it'd be, I don't know, 5,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So it couldn't have been any older than 6,000 years ago, right? Any longer than that, right?
It couldn't have been any, yeah.
Okay. So then why?
I don't believe humans have existed longer than like
Okay.
10,000 years.
So it says here the oldest Southern African mtDNA lineages are roughly around 100,000 years old. So why is that?
Because it's written for us to believe we're older, that humanity has existed longer than it has.
It was written like that. Well, why would they write it like that? Why would these scientists, why would Eva K.F. Chan, Rayanne Hardy, Desiree Peterson, Karen Beeson, Rihanna M.S. Bornman, Andrew B. Smith, and Vanessa M. Hayes all say that it's about 100,000 years old when it can't possibly have been more than 6,000? Why would they say that?
There's a lot of reasons.
Okay, well, tell us the reasons. Why would they
I don't
say
believe
that?
in.
Why would these particular people say that?
A possible reason, like I stated earlier, is because whoever paid for this study to be done wants to distribute a narrative that
what evidence do you have of that?
True.
What evidence do you have?
I don't have any evidence, but you asked a possibility for this.
I didn't ask
narrative.
for a possibility. I said, why would they do that? I didn't ask for a possibility.
That's a possibility, and I proceeded to tell you, well, I told you I don't know, and then you said, well, why? And then I proceeded to say, well, one of the possibilities because they're trying to spread a false narrative.
What's more likely, that they're actually telling the truth, or that somebody paid them to say it was 100,000 years old?
The latter.
The latter? Why?
Because everybody loves money.
Everybody loves money?
Not God.
Okay. All right.
What's your
So
evidence that they
what's your
were
evidence that
paid
these people
I don't
did
have
this?
any evidence.
or that they
You don't have
got
any.
a lot of money?
Yeah.
I don't have to. I'm not telling anybody to believe me on this one. The 3 DNA. That's the study that I've. The 3 mtDNA. That's a study that I have looked into, and it seems to be true. So I have encouraged people to look that up. But when it comes to this, I'm not suggesting anybody take my understanding with it. But I've just seen governments. You could see over time that governments.
Why are you so skeptical of
governments
the
being truthful?
actual this study, and why are
This
you
wasn't
so
a government
accepting
study. Yeah.
of your source? Like it doesn't make sense that you are not using the same standards that you're using for trust source for your own source.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
No.
Because you
what's
just
what's the distinction in the standards?
The distinction in the standards is that, okay, so the distinction in the standards is that you said you don't trust it because they probably took money. And so how do you know that Dr. Brian Thomas didn't take money for his conclusion?
He could have. I'm not
Okay.
suggesting he didn't.
Okay.
But that's not the only
What would
study I looked into that proves the
So
3
you're
mtDNA.
going off of your conclusions fully on vibes.
Yeah.
right?
Just on vibes.
Well, how come?
No, I
how come
just
then,
told you I have multiple sources that
I
speak
got
on the
you.
3 mtDNA.
Okay. Well, how come you didn't find any of these studies? The ones that I
I
found.
have.
You did find these.
Oh,
the ones that I just told you about.
So you're picking and
the one at
choosing.
NIH.
The revised timeline and distribution of the earliest diverged human maternal lineages in Southern Africa. Did you find that study?
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the mtDNA. No, I didn't find that one.
Okay.
But I have found studies that support the opposite side.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so what's the so what would it take to believe that this study that I just pulled for you? That these lineages are 100,000 years old. Yeah, well, no, like just this one piece, the piece that they're 100,000 years old. What would it take for you to believe that?
Yeah, again, I would have to read that, see what they're talking about, the validity of the people who wrote it, and then other sources that say the same thing. And do they align?
Okay, but I'm asking you what it would take for you to believe it.
I just told you if it aligns with, first off, the validity of that source, and then if it aligns with other sources and how they line up. That's what would make me believe it.
Okay. And so that's what would make you believe it. Okay.
Yeah. Does that not seem like
No, that's reasonable. And so okay. And so when they say 100,000 years old, what would you need to see to demonstrate that it was actually 100,000 years old?
Specifically that, or that I don't believe humanity is 100,000 years old.
Well, that's why I'm asking you. So what would it take for you to believe that? Like, what would you need to see that from this paper or something that says that these lineages are 100,000 years old?
Yeah, I would probably need. If somebody showed me, some preserved skeleton or whatever.
There's
that
plenty.
was 100,000. Okay, 100,000 years old, and I was there to see them date it, then that would make me believe it.
Okay, you had to physically be there for them to date it. You had to physically see them date it.
Be there for me to believe it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You'd have to physically be there. Is there a paleontology department in your city, like at a major university?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I live in Detroit.
Yeah, because I think what you could probably do is you could arrange to speak to a paleontologist, and they could probably make that happen for you. Yeah, yeah. You see, this is the thing that theists don't understand. Scientists love talking about their research. They love it. They love it. All you got to do is just set an appointment with the university and just call them up and say, "Hey, just call the paleontologist." I'm serious.
Call them up.
Yeah, just call it the paleontologist. Hey, man,
100,000-year-old bones.
I got questions. I don't believe this is true.
They don't even let you see certain tombs in the Egyptian.
Yes, they do.
In
Actually,
Cairo.
yes, they do.
No, they do not. No,
not Cairo itself, but
yeah, in Cairo.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a paleontologist research.
I'm just talking about in general. I'm just speaking in general. Some things they're saying are too valuable or too fragile for people without certain qualifications to even get
I'm
within 10 feet
convinced
of.
at this point that you've never met a nerd who had a
I am a nerd.
opinion. So
okay, so then you know that nerds like to talk about stuff they're interested in, right?
Yes.
So paleontologists love talking about their stuff. They love it because nobody from the outside asks them what they're doing, what they're interested in.
I was just about to say, I promise you, their inboxes are not being flooded with questions.
Not from people like us.
They would love if somebody. I mean, their email addresses are on
It's one thing to
websites and stuff.
they're publicly you can publicly find their
I hear
emails.
what y'all are saying. It's one thing to ask somebody something, but it's another thing for me to set up and schedule an appointment where I can watch them work. Like, I don't know what y'all do for a living, but you know,
Well, it's not watching them work, it's just
it
asking
is
them
watching them work. That would
questions.
be
And
how I got my
It's asking
proof.
them questions.
it's asking them
I mean, you can
questions.
at least
Why,
Thank you.
start
again,
there.
you're having such
Savvy,
higher
savvy,
standards, such higher standards
Higher standards for
for
who?
savvy.
this side
You're
of the
coming from a
argument than for your own
conclusion.
Yeah.
source.
You have
My own
uneven
source.
standards. Well, because you're not asking God to show you things. You're asking
Yes, I do ask God to show me. No, I do every day ask God to show
Okay,
me
so
things.
did you ask God to physically take you there when he created everything? Because God could do that, right?
No, that's
Your
not
God is
something I would.
powerful enough that he could snap his finger and bring you to the moment of creation, right? Have you prayed
Yeah,
to
but does
God?
that mean I will understand the creation being
But
formed?
okay, so are you telling me though that if you watched God create nothing from absolute nothing to
Yeah, there's
whatever
no
he
way I
did,
could. I would assume I wouldn't be able to understand what's going
you
on.
would not understand what's going on. You would not say, "Oh, he just created something." So are you saying that if you saw a sun being created out of nowhere, you're telling me you wouldn't understand what that is?
Think about what you just said.
Yeah.
If you see a sun being created out of nowhere, you understand what's going on, or are you witnessing something? Yeah,
Okay.
you can say you
You're
saw
telling
something,
me
but do
that
you
if
under
you
there's a
didn't watch, if you watched God doing that, you would not know what was going on. You would not understand that he just created a sun.
I would understand he created a sun, but would I know how?
Okay then.
But
But that's all you would
there's a
need to
distinction
know. You would
between
okay,
there's
but
a
you do you
can we
believe that he
Trust.
snapped his
we
fingers and he created a sun?
well
He just said,
well
"Let there
can
be
we
a sun,"
admit
and a sun came into being. You wouldn't need to tell anybody how he did it. You just say, "I saw him do it."
do you know there's a
What
can we
what does
agree
it
that
matter
there's
at
a
that
huge
point?
can we agree there's a huge distinction between knowing something and understanding something?
Of course.
There's a huge
Right. So
distinction
yeah,
between
I could know
savvy,
if
savvy,
God showed me that. Hold on real quick. I'm talking to the
savvy.
host. I'm talking to the host.
I
I
know,
will
I
answer
know, I
whatever
know,
you're
I know.
saying. But real quick. Because in this analogy, I would witness the thing happening and I would know God did it, but would I have an understanding as to what is being done?
You would
No.
know he did it
I would
though.
assume not.
Right.
Yeah, I would
You would
know he
know
did
you
it.
would
The
know he did
important
it.
thing to remember and to
But yeah, my thing was
the important thing to remember and recall what's distinct about two different ways of operating in the world is you're operating from a conclusion to an hypothesis. We're
we
taking the
all
data.
are.
No.
No, we are all operating from
You've decided
conclusion.
that the God of the Bible is correct and you're trying to prove it. Whereas
No, no, that's
taking
not
all
true.
of no, we're taking the evidence and we love to be disproved. Scientists
I
have
disagree.
made scientists have an autocorrect feature. It's an algorithm. You make a claim. If you publish the claim, it's peer reviewed, and peer reviewed means like, can you replicate it? Can you disprove it? And then after like hundreds of years, it becomes like pretty stable. Like we acknowledge it, and the scientists are using like very like humble words like
So
theories and stuff like that to
real,
describe it. But you're coming in
hold
here
on.
with the conclusion that biblical texts are true, and you're
So
adamant that
real
they're
quick,
true, and you're trying
real
to
quick,
fit the facts into the squares.
real quick, all science starts from a conclusion, by the way.
No,
Meaning,
no.
well, let me explain real quick.
You
So
must have
if
been
you
out
don't
sick
have
when that was taught.
real quick, the conclusion is that the laws of the reality we live in will not change. That's the conclusion all science starts with. Meaning, if you're measuring, meaning if you're measuring,
Yeah, I don't think he understands science.
No, that's not what science says.
wait, did you hear what I said? We start from the
Yeah, I did.
conclusion that's the
No.
reality we live in won't change. If we
No,
don't
that's
start from that conclusion, there's
that's
no
not
way.
that's not what science says.
That's not what I said. I said science has to start from a conclusion that the
That's
reality.
completely false.
That's completely false.
Okay, so how
That's
can
not,
you?
That's not
Okay, so
correct.
in a scientific experiment,
So
you are
science
oh my
has a
God.
Hold on, I'll be right
conjecture.
back, everybody.
Science has like they
I don't think have y'all
postulate.
ever conducted a science experiment?
Yes.
Like think about yourself in high school. I know you
Yeah.
had to do one at least in high school, middle school, right?
Yeah, you start with a hypothesis. You don't start with a conclusion. The very
Yeah, but a
beginning
lot.
is a hypothesis. The end is the conclusion.
Okay, sure. So let's
And so
say,
these scientists
oh god,
propose what would
yeah,
explain something that was happening. They test it, they publish it, and then they invite all
yeah,
of their peers
but
who are really smart.
but
The same, don't talk over me. They invite all of their peers to knock their walls down. They say, destroy
okay,
me, ream me, like completely throw everything out that can happen. And it's a very vulnerable moment. They say, here are the parameters of my experiment. They invite you to recreate the experiment. They invite you to like find out what the constraints of the experiment were lacking. And then you can recreate the experiment, or you can create an experiment that like disproves them. And it's a very vulnerable moment, but it's auto-correcting. So
okay, sure. So,
when we were
oh
looking,
god,
when we lived on Earth and we looked at the sun and we saw the sun moved around us, we thought the sun moved around us. And as soon as we realized that wasn't true, we started like amending those things. They're open. They're not always open, and sometimes they hit hiccups, for sure. Like absolutely for sure. But within the realm of like philosophy, religion, all those different things, it's just like we have a conclusion and we try to fit things within those conclusions.
okay.
And,
So if you're trying, I just want to
I'm
give you a
trying to.
specific. Oh, go
We're
ahead.
trying to be proved incorrect.
We, are you a scientist?
We the skeptic community.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Now that you
You're
finish,
coming
I'll
from a
get you.
conclusion and you're trying to support the evidence, whereas we're trying to take in all the evidence and reach a
But you're
conclusion.
still, your conclusion is that the laws of our reality will not change, correct? Do you think tomorrow, do you believe that there's any chance tomorrow gravity will not exist and gravity will not hold you down? You're starting with the conclusion gravity will always work. Do you think
No, we
tomorrow,
have
do
evidence
you
to
think tomorrow,
suggest that it has worked and will continue to work.
but that doesn't mean it, that the past doesn't necessitate a future.
So you're
That's a
going to crawl
fallacy.
into a corner where gravity doesn't exist?
No, y'all are crawling yourself. Y'all are digging yourselves in a hole where gravity could change tomorrow, without saying that you're starting with a conclusion
No,
that tomorrow gravity will be the same.
no. I'm going to interrupt you, and you're going to be silent. We are operating from a
Why you
situation.
gotta be like that? That's weird. You could
No.
have just interjected without doing all that extra
Girl,
stuff. We're
girl,
having a
girl,
deep,
girl.
regular conversation.
I'm trying to have a conversation too.
Yeah, but you said all that extra stuff for no
You've talked
reason.
for 2.5 hours, and you haven't let me talk for the
I
last
just let
20
you talk for the
seconds.
last 5 minutes uninterrupted.
Oh yeah, 5 minutes to 2 hours. I've been
Sure.
sitting in the
All
chat,
right, okay, just go on.
politely
You don't gotta
waiting for
be.
you to be
You don't gotta be like
silent.
that. I don't mind interjections. You could just talk
Okay,
regular.
so I'm interjecting right now.
Go
The
on.
reality of the situation is, when it comes to science, science is always open to be disproven. Dogma is
Wait,
always
what does
trying
that have to
to
do with what I just stated?
listen. Can you listen for
Do you
2
think tomorrow
seconds?
gravity can change?
Oh my God. Will you listen?
Go on.
The reality of people who are skeptical and are evidence-based is that we're always open to new evidence. The reality of people who are based on faith is that they're always going to try to squish the evidence to fit within their scheme.
That's not
it.
true.
Yes.
That's not true. And that
Yes.
has nothing to do with what I just stated about gravity, which is the conclusion that you fall on every day. You rely on the conclusion that when you wake up, you won't be floating. Like, everybody relies
So we
on,
agree on
starts from
gravity.
a conclusion.
So we
Say that
agree on
again.
gravity.
There's zero evidence to suggest otherwise. This is a silly argument.
But that doesn't mean that tomorrow things can't change.
Yeah,
From your
things could
worldview.
change tomorrow, but that's
Yeah,
not.
science
so tomorrow,
never.
gravity
Science
could not.
almost never says like 100%. It always
Science
gives
never,
the fraction of
Oh,
a
yeah.
percentage that it
Almost
could
to a fault.
change.
I mean,
Oh no, you're right.
They describe gravity as a theory. that's that's the utmost example of humility. You know,
First
cell
off,
theory. You
nobody
don't believe we're made out of
Yeah,
cells?
they could always say, yeah, that you'll never ever hear a scientist say, "Oh, I'm totally right. I can never be wrong." Like they always say, "Yeah, this could all we could be wrong tomorrow. We could find out
that has
something new
nothing to do
tomorrow."
with the point I'm making. My
As-
point is we
If
all
if
start
a
from
scientist
conclusions and we're
witnessed a crime, they would say, "I conclude, I think within my
my
most logical
oh my
observations that
goodness.
I saw this individual pull a trigger and then boom, boom, boom." You know, like
Sure. So all that could be true,
they
but my
hedge
point
their
is
words so specifically, and
Yeah.
instead of like trying to fit the facts within their foregone
Oh
conclusions,
wait,
you're doing the opposite.
yeah, we had this discussion the last time you were up here. We had this big old discussion about the scientific method. I kept asking you what it is, and
we did.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think we did. And
Well, I'm just going to sprinkle holy water on your engine the next time your car shuts down, and I'm going to like spread
That's
lavender oil
disingenuous
on
because
your
y'all still
left
haven't answered my
earlobe
y'all still
when
haven't
you have
directly
Wait,
answered
cancer.
my
I
question.
think Trust was saying something. Hold on.
Of course, he's been talking this whole time without answering my or actually speaking to what I've been saying. I'm just trying to get him to the point.
okay, well, what
To
I was
refute
trying to
what I've
say
been
is,
saying.
okay, well, what I'm trying to say is that no, science does
Oh,
not
Trust, my
start with
bad.
a.
The host. I thought you were talking about somebody else. But
Oh,
go ahead,
okay,
my
no,
bad.
science does not start with a conclusion. That's just not true. They don't start with a conclusion. What they do is what they will do is they will observe something. They will see something happen. They'll form a hypothesis. They'll test the hypothesis. That's not a conclusion. They'll test things. They'll go
How
through
can
the
you test
scientific
something
method.
without how can you test something without assuming that certain things won't change?
Okay, so that's exactly right. Some
Right, you have
things
to
may
start
or
with
may
the
not
conclusion that
change.
certain
Right.
things will change.
Yeah.
Will
So
not
they will.
change.
Yeah, but they will test it. But that's not a conclusion. It's not a conclusion. They don't start with a
So
conclusion. You end with a
so if
conclusion. That's like
so if you're oh, go
that's
on.
like having a paper. That's like writing a paper. I don't know if you've written term papers in college, right? You have to have a conclusion for your term paper, right? But what you're essentially saying is that you start with the conclusion at the beginning of your term paper, and that's not correct. You end with it.
You actually do. You actually do address your conclusion at the beginning.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No,
And
you
then you go
don't.
through paragraphs.
No, you
Then you
don't.
go through paragraphs like your conclusion
Okay.
is true.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Have you? Do
I,
you
what
have
was
a?
the last time, like I
Do you have a
literally
college? Do you have a college degree?
no, I went to college though.
You did go to college. Okay. Okay. Because
It doesn't matter whether or not you went to college.
No, it doesn't matter.
The important thing to remember here is that there's a striking difference between I picked up a ball yesterday and I let go and it hit the floor, and then I repeated that process and I used gravity to describe it multiple times, and I tested it and I tried to find situations in which it couldn't drop and hit the floor, whatever. That's how science operates. Meanwhile,
Can I
Christianity is like Jesus died for our sins and therefore there should be a tomb, therefore this is the tomb. There's a difference between like if you're on a long road trip and suddenly your car shuts down, you start going into diagnosis mode. Do I need water in my coolant tank? Like, is my radiator blown? Like, my transmission fucked? Whatever. We go about these things like analytically. Scientists are analytical. They try to like look at the situation and try to predict how things might come about, and they test them and they invite people to disprove them, and then after all of the evidence comes through, that scheme, say like evolution or whatever like that, evolution predicts that certain things might happen in a world where evolution is true, and then we look for those things to come true and we find them to be true, and they're theories.
Yeah.
They're not
so
hypotheses.
okay,
They're
real quick.
not like
Can I point out your blunder that
All
you
right.
made
I'm
originally?
Joe Man Roberts. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
My
so
bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Sabi.
no, good. So nice. You made a blunder when you initially start speaking, saying, you test gravity yesterday and the ball dropped, and you did it today, the ball dropped. But the blunder is that does not necessitate that the ball will drop tomorrow. The only way you can be certain that the ball won't drop tomorrow is if you start with that conclusion. Meaning, if you roll the die for example, if you roll the dice
No, that's not.
10, if you roll
No,
the dice
But
we don't start with
science
that.
doesn't
100,
say the
if you
ball
run a
will drop
dice,
tomorrow.
if you real quick, if y'all roll the dice 500,000 times in a row, and it lands on 500,000 times in a row, that necessitates that the 500,001 time that it will also land on 7. That's what you all are doing.
No,
It's a
we
blunder.
No, that's not
no,
what we're
because we
doing.
are not.
That is
Science
absolutely not
doesn't
what we're
say.
doing.
Science
Look,
doesn't
it's not.
say it
What's
will
the
happen
difference?
tomorrow. It is saying the evidence is leading us to the conclusion that
No,
it will
gravity is a
happen
law.
tomorrow. But there is
Gravity
a
is
possibility of being wrong. It's just saying based
Yeah.
on the evidence that we
Savvy,
currently
I'm
have.
no
convinced that you haven't
This is
read.
just
that's a
a
blunder.
silly
I'm
That's a
starting
blunder.
kickball.
Savvy, I'm convinced that you haven't
Gravity is not a
actually read a
theory.
scientific paper.
Real quick, gravity is not a theory. It's a law.
Savvy,
Correct.
I'm
Do
savvy.
y'all understand the
Let me talk
distinction?
for a second and I'll drop. Okay.
Well, real quick, do you
Savvy,
understand the
I'm
distinction
convinced that
between
you
a
have.
theory and a law, or no?
Savvy,
You're about to just
let me talk.
try to go at my intelligence, but without answering my question. Like what? That's
Okay,
disingenuous.
polls have started.
What's your question?
Do you know there's a distinction between a law and a theory?
Correct. Yes, there is
So
a distinction.
gravity is a law. It's not a theory.
Gravity is a
Meaning it starts.
scientific theory.
Gravity is a scientific
They do
theory.
call it a law, yeah, and it is called the law of gravity, yeah. And there is a distinction.
Right.
It's a theory that has extra, there's extra added onto
Yeah,
it, right? It's like a
it's
super
something
theory,
we
right?
live in. It's
Yeah,
part of our existence.
yeah,
All laws are things that we know to be true within
yeah.
our existence.
But it's a theory that has extra
All
weight behind it, right? It's a
Yes, the
class. A
theory
law
is
is a
what
class of
explains
theory.
the law. The
so the
theory
laws of
is
logic
the
are
evidence
theories.
behind the law.
Wait,
They're not two separate things.
so are the laws of logic theories or truths?
The
We-
laws
I'll
of
be
logic
honest with
are
you.
descriptive.
I don't think that like I appreciate the understanding between the difference between a scientific law and a theory, because like
You don't
cellular
appreciate it
theory,
or
you're
acknowledge
good.
it, you mean?
Cellular theory.
Okay.
Do you believe in cell theory?
Like,
I'm not sure what that is.
The idea that life is made out of cells.
All life is made out of cells. I would agree with that.
Okay, so that's just a theory.
Okay, yeah, it could be
We
different.
have germ theory.
yeah, we got germ
Those,
theory.
and all those theories are stating that
So you
because
don't
it
believe
could.
in germs or cells?
No, I do, but it does
Okay,
not necessitate that it's a fact
so
from
the
it being a
burden of
theory.
proof for you that evolution as a theory isn't real, for example, is that it needs to be more true than germs and cells.
Yeah.
You're pivoting hard,
All
bro.
right. Okay, we gotta move on, Sabi, because they've voted to
Okay,
move
that's
on.
cool.
But hey, I appreciate you coming, man. You got way more than 30 minutes. So, but
Yeah,
good
no, I
talk,
appreciate
man.
the conversation for real.
Yeah.
Except for Nice being kind of mean and stuff. He ain't have to do all that. I thought we were just having a
I
regular
wasn't that
conversation.
mean.
Oh, all right. Well, come on back another day. All right.
All right, for sure.
All right.
Y'all have a good one.
Nah, you weren't being that mean. You weren't being mean at all.
Oh, now I feel like
Ooh,
a bully.
crab. I got a crab.
Look, I'm just glad I'm not the one getting smoke. It's usually me if they're upset.
True.
I do have to acknowledge and ask questions for friendlies. How do you differentiate between laws and theories?
We can look that up.
Because
they were
because I get
thinking
people-
they were thinking it in the they were talking about it in the chat. Go ahead and actually 3 pips. You did a pretty good job. Do you want to come up for a second? You were talking about it in the chat.
For me, I've always said that like laws are described by math.
Yeah.
And theories are described by like observations and tests.
All right. This is
Let
3
me get
pips.
quiet
Yeah.
for a second. Can you
All
hear
right.
me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Let's see what they got to say. Yeah, what you got?
So law would be what is observed, and scientific theory
would be a collection of facts that describe something.
But aren't theories also laws then?
No, it's separate. So a law is going to be something that we observe in nature. So like the law of gravity would be we observe things falling. The theory of gravity would be how we explain. We would be like what Einstein worked on as far as like I'm sorry, I'm blanking here. The like the fabric of space and gravity bending around objects in space. That would be the theory of gravity. But the law of gravity is what we're actually observing here. Does that make sense?
No. But would I be incorrect to use them interchangeably?
Yes, they are. Yeah, it is incorrect to use them interchangeably. So like people often think that like a theory can graduate into a law, but they can't.
Yes.
They're completely separate categories of
Oh,
information.
okay. I was mistaken about that. Yeah.
Can you elaborate further, please?
In what way?
Trust. I'm gonna need you to tap in. What
sure.
makes it what makes a
I got you.
a
What,
law
yeah, what do you
versus
need?
a theory? What's a theory versus a law?
Okay, we're gonna help you look. We're gonna look this up, and we're gonna help you. So we're gonna do some
So
groupthink here.
I just typed it in. Scientific law describes what happens in nature under specific conditions, often with mathematical formulas, while scientific theories explain why these phenomena occur. So a scientific theory is answering the question why it happens, and the law is describing what happens.
So what versus why?
Yeah. So like for example, a law would be something like when I drop my earbuds case, it will fall, right? That would be
And
like
it will
a law.
fall at this specific rate.
At this specific
And we
rate,
use
and then
this
we can measure
mathematical
that.
formula.
Yeah, we can measure that. We can measure how fast and all that stuff, right? Versus like if I had a feather, we could measure that too. So that would be like a law. And so 3 pips, would it be accurate to say the theory, because you said the theory of gravity is the explanation why it falls?
So yeah, so
Would it be something like
Einstein's
that?
theory of general relativity would be the theory of gravity.
Yeah, it's the explanation for why gravity does what it does. The law is what we see it doing. Does that make sense, Nice?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, it helps.
The law is what, and then the theory is why, how. Why or how.
Part of me wants to be like, oh, well, that's according to the law of evolution.
Mm-hmm. Like
It's
the
the
law
theory of
of
evolution.
Yeah, the theory of evolution. But see, we haven't actually
Because it seems like a graduate thing, like it's dismissive if it's just theory.
Yeah, they try to do that, but see, they're
All the time.
Oh yeah, but what they're conflating when they say it's just a theory, what they're conflating is like when let's just say, I say to you guys, hey guys, I got a theory on why we have had all of these wild guests today. Listen, like something like that. I got a theory about that, and that's just me. Like that's more like a hypothesis, right? That's like my educated guess. All right. And we all know that's not true. So that's not what a scientific theory is. So what I usually do is I ask them, what's the difference between a theory, that's the way you're describing it, and a scientific theory? And then that's usually where they start to fumble. It really slows down. So yeah.
I don't think they appreciate it because like I mean, it's like the equivalent of like, I had somebody like in the comments, like try to like absolutely like decimate me because like, it was like, you can share a falsehood without lying.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you something that I believe is true and it's false. And I don't believe I'm just being deceptive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can have a false belief, and that doesn't mean you're lying. So that kind of throws that whole thing up in the air of why would the apostles die for a lie? I think that's kind of where you're going with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, because it doesn't mean that they were lying, or it does. It just. And so I think what they mean, like, yeah, I think they take it to the extreme of they were all lying. Like that's what we're saying, but that's not what we're saying. But sometimes when they say, why would they die for a lie? They're just saying lie in like just the general sense. Like it's just not true. You know, why would they die? Why would they die for something that's not true? Which you could say, well, we see that happen all the time. I mean, 9/11, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 9/11. And so what I'll usually ask him is I'll say, okay, so then that means 9/11 was true then, right? Because why would people die for a lie? Oh, well, that's different. And then you just get, then it just totally
But
derails
that's a
it.
hypothesis, so not a lie.
Right. Oh, well, that's not true. Well,
You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. They died for something that wasn't true, right? So, but you just said, why would they die for a lie? So that means then that was true. Their belief is true. Allah Akbar is true. So we should all be Muslim.
I just really wish they would have used a different word than theory. I mean, scientists are so like hesitant about reaching conclusions that they decided to like label things like theories as theories. Like that's I'm sorry. Cell theory, like
it might have been that we stole it from them. We do that all the time. Yeah. Yeah. We do that a lot. Like we hijack words all the time. And like Ember and I we have this running issue with the word racist.
But to use the word like conjecture.
That's why I was hesitant to say it, Ember, because I knew you were gonna be like, oh Jesus.
You're gonna summon him. He's gonna make a video in like 2 seconds.
Right? Like a genie, right?
Yeah, no, it's obsessed. But
How dare you say like Bloody Mary's name like 3 times?
Right.
Don't summon them.
Well, he'll never actually have the guts to show up and talk to us on live.
Never.
It's always from behind an anonymous account. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Anyway, yes.
But we digress.
It's a guy trying to heckle us that isn't very good at it. And it just uses AI for quite literally everything that it does.
And it's, yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad. Ooh, you're at DQ. What blizzard should you get, Augie? I'm partial to Heath Toffee myself, but
I have been craving chocolate and more chocolate lately, so I say like the chocolate brownie just explosion one.
Just as much fucking chocolate as you can put in that damn blizzard.
Yes.
There you go. Hey, I'm not hating that. Okay, user 5803559388682. Yes, hey, don't knock anonymous accounts. Some of us was hiding from stalkers. Fair. But see, here's the thing: the ones who are hiding from stalkers,
that is a doozy of a username,
isn't it?
What?
The one? Yeah, it's just like the TikTok assigned, generic one. But I will say, user 5805580355 blah blah blah. The ones who are hiding from stalkers aren't going out of their way to make videos of other people, using AI and all that stuff. You're just like trying to chill behind the scenes, and that's
The
fine.
AI comparison doesn't even look like either of us.
Right. Exactly. That's the wild part, right? Yeah. It doesn't look like any of us, right?
Augie, I hate DQ because everybody's suggestion sounds good as hell. Gotta get all of them. Yep, you gotta buy every single one.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually fortunate that like the nearest DQ is like 30 minutes away, or else.
Yeah, I haven't had DQ in ages, and I I'm probably, I like to say probably because I don't want to admit I'm lactose intolerant, but I shouldn't have that much. Culver's custard, though,
Oh,
that I
Oh,
will.
that's a
damn.
Midwest thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Colorado as well. Like there's some in
Oh,
Colorado too. And
I was
it's
trying to explain this in the Pacific Northwest where I live. Nobody can appreciate. Oh my God.
yeah, concrete mixers are just on another level. Same with like the butter burgers. Oh, I might have to have Bri order us that for the
Hey, it's Tuesday.
I know.
It's
Well, he's
Tuesday.
still
Oh
sleeping
God.
because he works night shift. He works overnights. So, he may or may not be up in time before, like, it's right before I need to go to bed and I already should have eaten. So maybe on
I
his
feel that.
weekend, which is the next couple days.
I feel that. Yeah. Oh, I feel that. I feel that. Can I ask what you all do for a living? No shade, just curious and completely understand if that's too much. I do e-commerce. That's what I do. So that's why.
I am disabled.
That's a job.
I
No shade. That's a job. Like
Yeah,
all the
I
fucking
was
calls you got to
just in
make.
the hospital like
Yeah.
last weekend. So
Yeah.
yeah, calls, appointments that I keep putting off,
It is
and
literally a
all
job.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't knock anybody.
Also, boo capitalism. Just
Mhm.
having to even work and that being a thing that we
So you
ask
say,
each
Raphael.
other regardless anyway.
So you say, Raphael. We can bet a month's salary on that. But yeah, it's do y'all think we're gonna go to a cashless society? We're pretty close. I mean, although cash is still you know what's interesting is yeah, my daughter went away on a speech and debate competition, and I gave her cash, and where they went there was like 3 places where they didn't take cash, they only took cards. And I'm like, these are like 15-year-old kids, what the hell are you, what yeah, exactly, right? I was like, this is wild. And she was
I've been to
she
a
was
couple
upset.
different places where like it's only tap to pay.
Yeah.
So even if you have a card, if it doesn't have a chip.
Yeah, I've seen those. That's a bit wild to me too, where it's like only
I
tap to
just
pay.
try to use my phone just
Mhm.
because that's the easiest and that's kind of where everything is going anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't necessarily have a problem with it.
I think it's a good thing because it would on the one hand like
I got you, Cyril.
prevent a lot of like controlled substances.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, go ahead and finish your thought. We got somebody in the YouTube queue.
Oh yeah,
We have
bring them
Agnostic.
up. That's
Are you
fine.
sure?
I'm
Okay.
I'm just rambling.
Oh yeah, okay. No worries.
It would also make it easier for us to just get rid of money if we didn't have cash anyway.
Right?
Like,
It's just
let's
one step closer to
stop
that.
the whole system.
Well,
Right.
I mean, if money is the end means and the like motivation for crime, if cash doesn't exist and it all has a paper trail, great.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's bring up Agnostic. Now, yesterday, everybody worked yesterday. So hopefully it still works. I didn't change a damn thing. So I'm pretty sure it will still work. So let's bring him up. Okay, Agnostic, I take you off mute. You should be able to take yourself off mute. So Agnostic, how's it going? I'm gonna have to reconnect your mic because you may not have picked a mic either. All right. Agnostic, looks like you're, well, let's see what you got going on here. You got looks like you either got a speakerphone or a headset earpiece. So I'm gonna reset it and just ask you to reconnect your mic. I think you gotta pick one so we can hear you. Because as it stands, we can't hear you. Are you on a? Here, let's try that. Because it says no microphone selected, so you got to pick a microphone. All right, now let's try it. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, try now.
Yeah, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. There we go. All right.
All right. Nice,
All right,
nice.
agnostic. How you
How's it
doing?
going?
Yeah, doing well. Thanks. Hey, we do follow TikTok terms of service since we stream over here too. So I just got to be sure that you're at least 18.
Yeah, well over that. Probably
Okay.
double.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and what pronouns do you prefer people use for you?
He, him. That's pretty good.
Fantastic. All right. And which God do you believe in?
Okay, so I need the clarifying question there. You said God.
Yep.
So what do you mean by God?
It's a mind that created the universe.
Okay.
Do you believe in a
And
mind
you
that created
know
the
this,
universe?
or is this just like a colloquial? Is this like a popular belief you heard, or why are you
Well,
saying
I would
it's
think
a
that
mind that
everybody who
created?
believes in a God believes in a mind that created the universe. Like, not everybody, most people, many people, like
Okay.
vast
Yeah,
majority
I'm
of
one of
people.
those that's not most. Yeah, I'm not most people. So
Oh, okay.
I don't believe in a mind. I don't call a God a mind that created the universe by no
Okay.
stretch of the imagination. I don't even think that's coherent.
No, I'm with you. It's not coherent at all. So what is your idea of God then?
Yeah, so I'm going to be a naturalistic pantheist. I'm just going to say the current state of affairs. I'm going to deify that, and that's going to be God for me.
Okay.
So like the universe, things of that nature. And that's definitely like real. I mean, you would agree, right?
Yeah. Now, why would you deify it though?
Okay, so when you're asking me why you're asking a subjective question there, and you're asking about my subjectivity. So the reason why I'm going to deify it is because um, the awe, the wonder, and connectivity that it brings me, one with the universe, it gives me more the ability to have more respect, for things such as nature in every capacity.
Okay. Well, maybe we can talk about like the respect for nature, because I can tell you, since I deconstructed from Christianity and deism and belief in God for that nature, my respect for nature has increased like exponentially. And my respect for humanity has increased exponentially. My respect for myself has increased exponentially. So help me out here. How did it do that for you? I mean, it's interesting because it seems like we got there through different paths. Unless you mean a different thing
Yeah,
for nature. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it goes along with what my name is. When I found out about agnosticism, I mean,
Agnostic.
because I was agnostic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like I people would bring up the God thing, and then I would go, I don't know,
That doesn't make
um,
sense.
if yeah, I don't know if that exists,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And
So this is, I'm sorry to
yeah,
interrupt, but is this like igtheism? Because there's like igtheists.
but it's not ichtheism, it's ichdeism. But yeah, it's somewhat similar for sure.
Okay. All right.
Small difference.
Okay. All right. And I mean, that's cool. This is going to be more like we're usually like cooking theists on here. So I don't think we're going to cook you, but so this is kind of cool. Like I don't think I've ever talked to an agnostic before. My friend Nice Comment is up here. You can't see TikTok, but I've got a friend up here co-hosting with me. Nice Comment. Hey, Nice Comment. Have you heard of an agnostic before?
Uh, agnostic. I mean, I identify
Agnostic,
it.
yeah. IGNOS, not agnostic.
Agnostic.
Yeah, ignostic. IGNOSTIC.
Agnostic. No.
It's interesting, huh?
Well, I'm curious about the semantics.
Oh, well, yeah.
What's the difference between
Yeah,
agnostic and agnostic?
Here we go. Agnostic. I think you can,
Okay.
yeah, let us know. Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so agnostics with an IG,
Mhm.
they're going to say that before we can have an argument about the existence of something, we need to coherently define it. Agnostic is going to understand the proposition of God and say they don't know if that thing exists or not.
I
So
got you.
they understand the proposition. Agnostic is ignorant to the proposition. So until I get that definition, I can't say yes or no to that question. Does it exist?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. And so now are all manifestations of God, or like all concepts of God, like it's not intelligible? I mean,
Yeah. So when
that's fair.
look at it like this: when you say the word God, think about the word shalika right?
Mm-hmm.
Does shalika exist? Well,
Don't
I
know.
don't know. Define
Yeah.
shalika
Yeah.
and
No, I'm with
then
it.
I can tell you if it
Mm-hmm.
does or doesn't
All
to me.
hell, Shalika
Yeah.
Loop.
Oh, okay. I gotta tell you, agnostic.
Right.
There's like all these people up in my chat being like, "Hey, that's the exact word I was looking for. Now I got a word for it." That's exactly what
Okay.
they're
Okay.
saying. Yeah,
Nice.
I think you've just gotten like a whole bunch of converts to agnosticism. That's pretty dope.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's big W for the explanation, for real. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I've never heard of this term before. I mean, I've heard of igtheist, like, you know how we went over that. Like our friend Crystal is an igtheist.
Yeah.
But not, and I know another person who's an atheist, but yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that. So you're like more like with us. You're
Yeah.
more one of
Well,
us. Yeah.
when you say God, right? Of course, there's coherent. I mean, there's incoherent definitions, and that's the more popular Abrahamics.
Yeah.
But then there are coherent definitions, right? So like pantheism, pandeism, these have coherency. And so if you ask me what makes a god, I'm going to say the exact same thing. Um, what makes anything anything? It's the I want to say the postulation by human. That's what makes a god because a
Mm.
human says so.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to point at a tree or something and say this specific tree is God, then fine. Have fun. That's your God. I guess your
Right.
God exists. You see?
Right. Like, okay, cool. You do you, right?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I mean, yeah. For the most part, I almost never have a beef with like pantheists or, folks like that, because it's, because it's like on this scope, and okay, that's cool. You're just like, hey, this is what I believe. Look, bro, as long as you're not like trying to vote to take people's rights away, or, calling people inferior, or,
Yeah.
shit like that, we cool. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. I hear
chill.
you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that pretty much sums it up. So, there is some good evidence for God there. It just depends on which God you're talking
It
about.
depends. I got to be honest. Now if we're going like I don't know, like, yeah, like if you're deifying it, and it sounds like, though, and I'm trying to put this, I'm not trying to put this in an offensive way. It just sounds like it's like you're redefining it for yourself. That's what it sounds like, which is fine. Again, which is fine. And I got no problem with that. Like,
Yeah, there's
I'm
only
not gonna,
2 million of us on the earth.
right?
Not many, but yeah, we find the same God.
Mhm.
We call it the same thing. So,
Yeah.
but if I was alone, I mean, I guess it wouldn't make any much more of a difference. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, instead of it being incoherent, we got to have some coherency there, because
I
then the
got you.
conversation can't.
Oh yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's, I mean, I think that's with theists. I think that's the thing I zone in on, is the incoherence of it. It just doesn't make sense. And they can't make it make
Now,
sense.
yeah,
So
I do want to.
you're
You
not
gave me
prescribing any
a
sort of.
nice curveball there. I want to give one back to you if I could.
Yeah, sure. Oh, wait, hold on. Before you
All
go
right.
on, Nice Comment had a question for something to say. Go ahead, Nice Comment.
So you completely like disavow the different like beliefs and systems that they are claiming. So like you're like, oh well, pork versus whatever, like you don't even believe in like An Abrahamic God, any sort of God whatsoever. Would that
No, no,
be
no.
an
I
extra?
do.
You do.
You do
Yeah.
believe in Abrahamic God?
No, no, no. I believe in God. I just don't believe in Abrahamic.
Okay,
No.
I got you.
Gotcha. Do you
Yeah.
see evidence for your God within these other different sects?
Meaning what?
So for example, do you think like in the Old Testament they just got some parts wrong, or the New Testament they got some things wrong, or you don't think it's connected at all with Abrahamic gods?
Yeah. So my God has nothing to do with Abrahamic God. I think Abrahamic God is incoherent on its face.
Okay. And so
But to go ahead.
and do you think that your God requires worship or acknowledgement?
No, I think you pretty much have to acknowledge it because you are a part of it, but it doesn't require worship or no, none of that.
Because that was a big hang up for me. I was always just like, well, so like if he's like if I happen to be like an all-powerful creator, why would I be so concerned about what ants think about me? So if God in an Abrahamic sense existed, then he's concerned with how like beetles feel about him.
Yeah, right?
It,
Yeah,
it,
like
it seems very like worship me.
mhm.
It seems
Yeah, yeah,
very
that's ridiculous. Um,
it seems really
not
silly.
not to cut you off or anything, but yeah,
No, you're
that's
good.
absolutely absurd. Um, I did want to ask though, an
Oh yeah, yeah.
atheist,
Yeah, go ahead.
um, what well, what does atheist mean exactly?
Good question. Now, we've been kind of fleshing this out like the last, I don't know, week or so, couple weeks. Because I did post a video, I don't know, a week or so ago on my page about like what atheism is. Because what a lot of theists will do is they will say, well, you have to believe that there is no God. And I don't believe that. Like, I believe that I just don't believe, I'm not convinced that there are any gods. Somebody said that earlier in the chat, and I really like that answer. That's a little bit more coherent than what I used to say. But I'm just not convinced that any gods exist. Now, there are some atheists who will say there are no gods. So it's just it is a declaration, right? And so the two meanings for atheists are the same. Like they're both correct. Kind of like the word
Strong and weak
theory.
atheism.
What's that?
Yeah,
Like the word
strong and
theory?
weak atheism.
Yeah. Strong atheism, weak atheism. I call myself an agnostic atheist. So you probably call me like a
Okay.
weak atheist. Yeah. But there are strong
Uh-huh.
atheists out there who will absolutely say there are no gods. Now, the
Okay.
important thing
And
though is if you gave us evidence, this is the thing that we agree on. If you gave us evidence that a God exists, we'll believe it. And if the
yeah,
evidence was good, the evidence was legit, yeah, we
yeah,
believe it.
I totally understand. And you
Mhm.
said you define God as what again? As an atheist?
As I define God as a mind that created the universe, because that seems to be the one everybody, well, I gotta quit saying everybody, most subscribe to, most.
Yeah.
But as far as because I see yours almost the same as like a Spinoza's God, something like, I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Nah.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Spinoza.
Okay, something like that. That's kind of what I'm picturing, which again I'm cool with, right? Like, because like I said, it's like for me, it's like it's something else with another word. You're just calling it
Uh-huh.
God. Which
So
okay, I'm fine with that. That's fine. I got no problem with that.
why as an atheist are we going for the common incoherent definition? Is it because mostly everybody is saying that, or
The reason why it's because that's the most dangerous definition. It causes the most harm. Like
oh,
the one that you're ascribing to as your God. Again, I got no issue with that. You know, because like I said,
Uh-huh.
you don't vote to take people's rights away. You don't discriminate against people. You don't call people inferior. You
Right.
don't call people condemned. You know what I mean?
No.
All that. Yeah, none of that applies. So
Okay.
that's what I mean, is that with that, and you know, there are things like in the doctrines and in the holy books that talk about like slavery, child trafficking, great sexual violence, genocide. I don't think now now if your God ascribes to any of that, okay, now we're going to have problems. But if your God doesn't ascribe to any of those things, we're still cool. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, so you would say, I mean, is that like an anti-theist type of approach
Not
or
really, but I mean, if you called me that, I wouldn't really argue it. I don't see myself as an
uh-huh.
anti-theist because, like I said, if now they want to do away with all religions, right?
Mhm.
And like I said, I mean, you can have like Norse paganism, okay? I mean, as long as there's nothing, I don't know the ins and outs of it. It's been described to me. What I've heard about it, okay, I'm cool with it. Like Wiccan, I'm cool with it. I don't see anything like overtly harmful in it. So I think me is more, I really want to do away with the harmful religions.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
those can go away.
And
Yeah.
so would you yeah, I know you're an honest dude. You haven't given me any reason to believe any otherwise.
Yeah, try. Yeah.
Would you say that you're not able to define God
Mm-hmm.
then?
That would be fair to
And
say. I'm not
okay.
really able to define it. So I mean, that's why I'm like, yeah, I could be an agnostic. I could be.
Okay. Okay.
There was a time
Nice.
where I was like thinking, have you heard of apatheism? Have you heard of that one?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. So that
Yeah.
one, I could be an apatheist too, because that's the other part of it. Because there's actually two stages to me believing in a God, you know. So there's the belief part and then there's the worship part. So if I believe that this Abrahamic God exists, I wouldn't care. I honestly
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
care.
exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
care. I
And
wouldn't
I mean,
worship it
and
and I
even if
wouldn't
it
care.
did, I'd probably be against them. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly,
for sure.
exactly. But I wouldn't
Yeah.
care. Yeah. And so I would probably be, so you could probably label me an apatheist. Yeah, you probably could.
Okay.
But see, that's
All
the
right. All
interesting
right.
part. Like when I talk to apatheists, now I've talked to an agnostic, I've talked to igtheists. We all seem to land on a lot of the same ideas, concepts, beliefs. You know what I mean? Like we have a lot more in common than we don't.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, it's been very, very interesting. I
Yeah, it was good talk,
appreciate
man.
you.
Yeah, it was good talk. I
Yeah, for
appreciate you
sure.
coming up. It's this. Yeah, I got to be honest. Like the last several, people who come up from YouTube, they've been a little feral. So it's kind of nice change of pace.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
So I appreciate you, agnostic. But hey, man, if you want to come and talk again, come back another time. Yeah, you're welcome anytime, man.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Hey, have a good day. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
All right. That was cool. That was cool. Demanding evidence of God is illogical. Man, some people just say like the wildest shit in comments sometimes. Sometimes they do. All right. Yeah, I gotta close it up.
That last guest though, I was like, ignatheist.
Agnostic, yeah. It was interesting, huh?
Totally.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I thought it was cool. But see, you know what? That was like a good way to end the day after the start we had.
Oh my god. That was so much.
Wasn't that a lot?
Like
That
we
was a
just
lot.
we
Part
literally,
was
even if
rough.
you didn't have to go, we should not go further. We just should end here. Like,
Exactly.
on a good note.
Exactly. Just end on the good note. Exactly. Just end on this good note. And
Beginning
take
was-
the W. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just not push our luck. We're gonna take our wins, we're gonna get off the table, and we're gonna go. we're not gonna press our luck. Because that was a lot. Yeah, earlier today. Oh, goodness. So I don't know if you're all were here for that. but if you were and you're still with us, man, give yourself a pat on the back. You know, W for the chat. If we survived today. So
Yes.
yes, we
Ooh,
did.
really quickly, if any of you have any movie suggestions or things that you want to watch in the Discord, let me know. And I'm going to actually start working on bypassing the black screen on the streaming so that we can actually do that. But yeah, send me your suggestions, all that good stuff.
Saw Bring It On, which I'm down to watch. Actually,
That would be amazing, honestly.
I like that movie. Now that's the one with Kirsten Dunst, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and Gabrielle Union.
I am
Gabrielle Union.
always down to watch millennial movies, let me tell you.
Okay. It's good to hear it because I actually like that movie. So I'm down with that one. Now there was actually Scooty Scoot asked if we could stream the remember that series I recommended?
Oh yes.
False
yes.
Prophet. Trust me.
What
Yeah.
I'll do, I'll make a point of it tomorrow to actually go and check out how to
See if we
bypass
can do that.
so
Yeah.
then we can actually do those watch parties.
Because he was saying, yeah, it'd be great if we could have a watch party on that series because it's such a good series. I mean, I think it's only like 6 or 8 episodes, so it would take us, it would get us through a while, but man, it's something. It is something. So that's 2 right there. So Bring It On and False Prophet.
Wait, so what happened last time? You had to watch it individually?
I just have the DVD, so we didn't have to worry about any like licensing stuff.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
I have a lot of DVDs, but I do have a limit.
God, they have a lot of DVDs. But yeah, when they were trying to stream it like from a streaming service, they'd get a black screen, so it wasn't working right. So yeah.
But I do have connections to how to bypass it.
Say
I just
no
need
more.
to actually do it.
We don't know what you're talking
and
about.
my ADHD is like,
No, we don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we don't know what kind of. We don't know.
Exactly,
We have no idea what kind of connections you're talking about. I am completely ignorant of what
We're
you
just
what
talking
you mean.
about other DVDs.
Oh, okay.
Other DVDs. Gotcha. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Pokegurumi, the food was so good. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
What food?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
You
Remind
had
us
some
what food?
poke?
Yeah. The poke get poke. Poke's pretty good. Not gonna lie. But
Again, something I wish I could
I'm
still
sorry.
have.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I know
but
you
I
can't have
got
it.
the reason I can't is because I did get a parasite from it.
Happy anniversary. Oh, that sucks.
Yes, but happy anniversary to Pokey.
I know it's weird having 2 conversations like this. Oh, that
Right.
sucks. Happy anniversary. Yeah, exactly.
It's okay. I got better. We're fine. Moving on.
Okay. Glad to hear that. Oh man, that's so rare too, man. Because
Yeah.
that's so rare that happens, but it happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was very annoying. I was in the hospital for like 11 days, but I got better. I got better. We're fine. The doctors were just like, stop eating raw fish. And I'm like, ugh, fine.
Fine.
Was it like
Literally my favorite food, but okay.
Was it like a good restaurant or was it like kind of?
It was just Poke Bros.
Oh.
Like, ugh.
That
It wasn't
sucks.
even worth it.
That sucks. Okay, so today's Tuesday, so one more day until the raid to board agnostic. Godless Engineers on. Y'all want to raid Godless?
Sure.
Yeah, and oh wait,
Sure, let's do it.
dang it, he just left. So no, we can't raid Godless. We can raid Joe Reed's Bible though. Could do that.
Is he your friend yet?
Oh yeah, we gotta ask him. Okay, so no, it's not my friend yet. And yeah, he's still taking my money. So yeah, we gotta ask Joel. Yeah, when you gonna be trust friend? See if he says soon. Soon.
You gotta step his friend game up.
Yep, let's set the friend game up. Yeah, we're gonna lean on him a little bit. Is it members only? Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, see, all of us are locked out. So who else is there then? The resurrected skeptic? He's good. We've rated him before. How about him?
There's also Be Easy.
Oh, Be Easy.
I think is that Be Easy? I
Oh,
think
he's
Be
in
Easy.
Dugald's live. That looks
Oh,
like
he's in Dugald's live. Oh, okay.
Let's do Dugald. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it
'cause
Dugald or is it Dugald's live or is it Be Easy's live?
Well, Be Easy is he's the little circle behind the bigger circle. So the bigger circle is usually the host, right? So
Okay,
Be
I don't
Easy's-
even know. I can never figure it out.
Yeah, and I can't get in there right now because I'm live, but I'm pretty sure that's Dugald. I'm pretty sure. Because it's the one in
Okay.
front is the guest, is a co-host, and then the one in the back is the host.
Okay.
All right, so let's go rate Dugald. Dugald. So that's what you're gonna want. Or you can do Be Easy. Either one.
It looks like it's Be Easy who's live. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay, it's Be Easy. My bad. So Be Easy. B-Easy. EASY. So let's go into Be Easy's. Let's do a TBV raid and let's do it. So W, and make sure y'all gift everybody up here. Nice comment. Thanks for hanging out today. Appreciate you co-hosting. And
that was a whirlwind.
Being your fabulous self, it was a whirlwind. It really was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. So make sure you follow everybody, likes, comments, gifts, all that stuff. So, and then let's recognize Blaster Master 80 on the other side, and Rainbow Ash was in there earlier, and Pseudo V Science held it down in the beginning, but Blaster Master has got the last shift. Thank you so much, Blaster Master. You're amazing. You're just doing great work over there. So I appreciate you. But until then, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you over in Be Easy's live. Take care, guys. Good night.
Thank you.